how are you doing today? Can you hear me? Can I have a quick little test on if all of you guys can hear me? Just a quick little test to see if everything is working alright, working fine. Incredibly late? Hold on. Either Welf is dead or Scuff. Oopsie daisy, I don't think we're live. Hi? Hi? Oh, do you hear me now? Hello there, chat. Give it a sec. Hi, there you go. Okay, it took a little bit. But yeah, hi chat, how are you doing today? Okay, so as promised during the part 3 and part 2 live stream, I am here today with a bunch of other lovely people who are going to introduce themselves in just a little bit. But hi chat, we are here for the Canto 8 discussion live stream. Because obviously some of you may know that I am one of the few people in the community who's actually read the source material and like made an entire video on it. And I've been meaning to talk about Canto 8 and my feelings on it for a pretty long time now. And so that is exactly what we're doing here, in conjunction with the APR fundraiser, where we are going to be fundraising money for LGBTQ plus rights. So yeah. Well, if the chat wants a lemon model, you will get a lemon soon, chat. But first, if you're going to be really nice, you'll get a lemon. But first, I want everyone here to go ahead and introduce themselves. So how about we go from left to right? Alicia, could you introduce yourself real quick? Alicia, are you here?
Well, this is embarrassing, isn't it?
Okay, never mind. Propolo go.
Hi, I'm Propolo94. Some of you may know me as the Fear and Hunger guy, even though I stopped playing it like 5 months ago. And I've been playing all the Project Moon games up to date. I played the Lobotomy, Library, Limbus. I got the opportunity to participate in these. I'm so happy. And I got to know Well Vader thanks to his Soup Clayer video, which is the only reason I was able to meet you. So, yeah. Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, lovely introduction. Okay, Kamui, could you introduce yourself as well? Tell us what you're all about, what kind of content you make.
Hello everybody, it's Kamui here. So I am another fellow Project Moon YouTuber creator. I live stream every day on Limbus Company and Library of Ruina and LobCorp, and I make, weekly videos. Kind of doing like fun challenges and stuff, and glad to be here and meet everyone. Hang out and talk about Canto 8.
Alright, nice. Up next, I think we have Lou. Lou, could you introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Lou, also known as Lou is Not Okay on Tumblr. I mainly do analysis posts, the occasional art, primarily Anglo-centric, and it's great to be here.
Yeah, I'd love to have you here. You were like one of the big people behind the 2-in-1 theory, right?
Yeah, that was the thing that happened.
Yeah. Alright, Milberry, could you go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Hi, I'm Mulberry. I am a manager for APR, and I do a lot of things, such as like art and writing and stuff like that. I'm one of the other people behind 2-in-1. There's 2 of us. For one theory. Yeah.
It's according to the namesake. Right. Up next, Slime, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Slime the Slime. I'm an artist that likes to draw a lot of the abnormalities in the Project Moon universe and all the monsters from other stuff in general. I haven't been drawing much recently, but you can find my account at gospelbox on twitter.com. And I'm just happy to be here. Canto 8 surprised me in a lot of ways that were very interesting and went a lot of directions I was not expecting. Particularly creature-wise. We'll get to that when we begin the discussion properly. But I'm just happy to be here with a lot of very cool people, and I'm very interested to see what everyone else has to say. That's all.
Yeah. And then lastly, we do have Sunshower, who is here with us, but they are going to be speaking over TTS. If you'd like, we could give you a quick introduction, or, someone else could do it for you. Because obviously, typing out on text-to-speech is a little bit slow. But I'll give you a little bit of time if you wish to type it out.
That's what I was typing right now.
Yeah. So in the meanwhile, how's everyone in the chat doing? How are you doing, chat? Are you excited for today's stream?
Happy birthday, Honglu.
A lot of people are saying happy birthday.
Yeah, it is actually Honglu's birthday today, which is kind of surprising. Funny that we're having the stream on Honglu's birthday, but yeah.
Is it funny?
It's perfect.
Mr. Honglu's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Totally not playing.
Honglu, swell. Honglu, swell, amazing. Yeah, happy birthday, Honglu. Yeah. Chat, am I late? No, we're just getting started. Actually, amazing. Glad to hear, chat. Glad to hear, chat. You know what, chat? Since you're having such an amazing day today, I'll give you a little treat. You can have like a little, like a one lemon for being here from the start.
Oh no, this is still going on. Oh, no.
I'm so yeah, the lemon bit.
How far have we gone in for a lemon? 7 minutes. All right, we got a long life.
Singular lemon. Let's go.
It's all right. I can do my own. I ended up pre-typing it. I'm Sunshower. I mostly do analysis posts on my main Twitter account, but I am probably best known for my account Heathcliff LCB on Twitter.
I see. I actually didn't know you were by that account, but yeah, it's lovely to have you here as well. So, with that, I think we can probably have the Canto 8 discussion started. Okay, you know what? Good starting point that I think we can all start from. How did you all enjoy Canto 8? Like, what are your thoughts on it? Where would you rate it? What do you think about it? Just give your very broad and
I would do like a
vague
talking
thoughts.
stick. A talking stick, or
We could go in whatever order you all want to. Like, if you want to speak up, go ahead to speak up.
Like, let's say, it also depends from which perspective you're considering the Canto from story, from combat, from overall. But there are some interesting things I noticed. First of all, I appreciated the introduction of multiple mini-bosses. Let's say, like, I saw many more mini-bosses in this Canto than in other Cantos. You know, the whole deal with all the other members of the Hierarch battle. And I think in general, battles are becoming funnier. Like, to me, it was more fun to go through all of them in general. And I think despite the skills still being a kind of complex, maybe it's also a product of having played through 7 Cantos, but I think the skills of the enemies are becoming more readable. I don't know if it's just me. Like, when I saw the stuff the enemies were doing, it was mostly, okay, inflicts a rapture with every coin, or okay, deals more damage if you have rapture, or okay, once they gain attack power up, they inflict rapture, or something similar, you know. It was much more readable compared to what I saw in the other Cantos. Like, actually, if you have less than 50% HP and it's the 12th of May, you're able to deal 2 bleed damage per token on the opponent of defense level down. So, that department...
Yeah, it's like specifically October. It's like Friday afternoon. I apply like one bleed.
Bro is flaming the Carmilla blood bags right now. I can tell.
You have to be at a latitude. You have to be at a latitude of -52.
Yeah,
0.06.
but I do agree, actually. A lot of the boss fights do feel a lot more readable. I don't know what exactly they changed about the wording, but it definitely feels like the boss fights are more coherent and you can understand the gimmick like a little bit better. I think the only one I sorta didn't feel that for was probably Lei Heng, but that was...
The menacing 8:30 encounter.
the menacing and intimidating dumb member, unironically. But yeah, like, I was told apparently, like, the whole way to avoid, like, him dealing a bunch of damage was to have, like, bind on him. And I just wasn't aware of that passive, because, like, there were 20 billion things going on in battle. So yeah, but generally, yeah, boss fights, like, are a lot better. I especially love the Xiaxiyu boss fight. I don't know if anyone has any thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Interrupting to say we have a first donation already, by the way.
Oh, really?
We have $10 from Coffee. They said stream just started and we have already problems. The scuff never stops.
Yeah.
It isn't a PM stream without scuff.
True. Thinking about fights I liked, I really liked the fight at the end against N-Corp a whole lot. I think it was mostly just because it was teaming wise.
Where can I see donations?
And I'm gonna be. Oh my goodness.
can
I'll
give
send
it
it. I'll
to
tell you the
him.
link.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
send
yeah.
it to them.
Also,
real quick.
don't type in the chat anymore. We can't use it. It's
Sorry,
just-
I didn't know
No,
normal
John skipped
messages.
himself.
Don't use it anymore. Use the general chat.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
just the general
shit.
chat.
yeah. Please, the chat
I'm not
is
scuffed, guys, I'm not
exclusively for
scuffed, I'm not
Sunshower
scuffed.
right now. Yeah, not scuffed, not scuffed. This is totally not
Not
my
scuffed,
fourth.
sorry, not scuffed.
This is definitely not my first collaborative stream ever, and it's like I'm embarrassing myself in front of hundreds. Nah, it's completely fucking fine.
It's okay. Don't worry about it, okay? Anyway, I can't lie and say that the aesthetics and the fact that it's like ego gear and also Fairy Longlegs is there for some reason. I don't know why they brought Fairy Longlegs back, but I'm happy. Thank you.
Look,
Well,
well, such a
technically-
nice, corrosion gear.
It's a very nice ego.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just really like that fight and the fact that like it was like an actual puzzle. I'm sure if I had like all the latest ego, especially that Faust one, I could have just brute forced it. But I like that you had to really focus on the targets you wanted to do first. And from what I've seen, the fight is very flexible.
Yeah, I
And
don't know
that-
about you,
Yeah, it
but
definitely is.
I have something to say about that. About of course, if you have the latest IDs and ego, it's easy. While I was streaming it, my chat was constantly saying when I was fighting the final boss, they were constantly saying, "Oh wait, she can do this. She has this phase. I just steamrolled her with my 55 millions rapture, and I skipped all the phases." And like, yeah, just like, yeah, but I feel like even without having those IDs, the battle was very enjoyable and not in an punishingly difficult type of battle where it's just not fun. It was very fun.
Yeah,
It was very
agree.
fun. Like I had fun with pretty much all the fights. I can't think of one that I particularly disliked.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
I
well, go ahead.
personally really feel that it showcased that we probably need difficulty settings. Because I love the fucking fights. I really love them. But I'm really bad at them usually, especially since I'm like doing them in like the middle of the night. And I feel like there should be easier versions of the fights just so you can like get through the story. Except for like maybe like the unwinnables or something. And then like harder ones where you can actually like team build and stuff like that. Because like it's just something I feel like could help a lot with the game. Especially because it is a gacha game. So like not everyone has like all the units and like all the team building and stuff like that. So I feel like difficulty settings could work because I really liked Unnerfed Lei Hang. I really liked Unnerfed Lei Hang. 4 a.m. me 4 a.m. me on like 2 cups of coffee did not like Unnerfed Lei Hang.
May I just say that is actually a great segue into to something that is relevant to the Canto.
Oh.
That this was the first public survey for a nerf
true.
Yeah.
battle adjustment.
Yeah.
They still went ahead with it.
specifically
Yeah, they still went ahead with it very fast, but it was very fascinating to see that after the nerf was done, it was actually a majority of people who wanted it reverted. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, no, I wasn't expecting that either. I unfortunately didn't look at it too much because, like, I was still not at a part of that Canto yet. But yeah, it's fascinating that they're actually doing like a proper survey on Nerf. Because usually, what happens at like, I used to stream with Actual, and like he got pretty. He was also pretty busy whenever something like got nerfed before we would stream it. It was like, we got the easy Goo Goo Gaga baby version of the fight.
I get the same thing because I'm at night now, so literally like an hour before I'll get ready to go on, I'll just get spam messages saying "Fight's nerfed, you're washed." I'm like, bro, I didn't even get a chance, man. Let me chance it. That's why I agree with Mole about
When
the
did they
damage.
nerf it? When did they nerf Lei Hang again?
It was
like
the same day which part 3 was released.
Yeah.
Like 7 hours from the release of the Canto, I think. Because I was playing it, I was able to defeat the Lei Hang, and then immediately afterwards it told me, go back on the screen, you have to download new content.
Actually, I think
Oh,
there
I
was
see.
2 nerfs. There was one smaller adjustment nerf, and then a proper nerf against his skills in the later patch. And now it's possible that in a later patch they'll just revert it anyway, or the better timeline where they implement an actual proper. I wanna engage with Limbus as an actual video game mode, and I just here for the story mode.
Chance.
Yeah.
Maybe
fair
one.
Of
like,
course,
those are
I
really
acknowledge
important.
that doing that is a bit of an undertaking, especially with the amount of content we have now. Like, well, like looking back at the inter-battle stages, the hard difficulty there is not that impressive. It's mostly just levels up and stuff. And I think making them do hard modes that are actual mechanical changes might be a bit much with how relatively small the team is. But I do feel that that's something that has to be addressed in some manner. Because I think you have some very distinct camps for Limbus that want the game that are just here for the story, and people who want to engage with Limbus as an actual video game. So it's an interesting situation.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You know what's my statement on the whole distinction between enjoying the game purely for the story or purely from the fights. Sometimes I turn around and I look about experiences like Final Fantasy. And okay, that's not a gacha game, but it's still a game which you could play either for the gameplay or the story because they are both fascinating. And that's not punishingly difficult. It's just a casual level of gameplay. It doesn't need to be this overly complex 17-head type of mechanism where you elaborate a perfect combat system which allows people to express their skills at 100%. Also because Limbus results kinda, not, of course there can be some people which can disagree with this. It's kinda limited with how much space there is for strategizing, because unlike games like Library of Ruina, where you can completely build your deck from scratch, you're playing with some presets of decks, let's say, in Limbus Company. So while the skill is still be present, I think it still needs to be accessible even without having this punishingly level of difficulty where you need to consider everything for 15 hours before doing any battle on the world map.
See, I agree, but I also do have something to say about that, because there is nothing. I think the thing about Library of Ruina that people always love to reminisce about, but then the reality hits them, is when you have to spend 45 minutes in the battle stage to actually make your deck for your team, and then do the 2-hour realization that makes you want to crash out.
By the way, real quick, I want to read out another donation. Thank you, Basket, for the 10 USD. Ooh. Happy Pride Month, everyone! Super happy to see the community come together like this again. Thank you so much, Basket, for the 10 dollars USD. I was about to say euros, but yeah, thank you so much. And I guess, yeah.
I just realized we don't have the overlay for the Tiltify.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. We move on.
Once execute well later, thank you. He forgot it.
Oh, hi, Allie.
Uh-oh.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can have a summary execution later. Anyways.
we could kill Well Vader later after the stream for having a skill stream. Yeah. We can fucking murder him with hammers and whatnot. But yeah. By the way, I guess also to how would you say, to excite chat a little bit, since the donations to my channel are deactivated because I want you all to donate to the APR stream. I will say that the rule of applying to the rule of donating does apply to this fundraiser as well. So if you donate $1 USD to the fundraiser, you all get 1 lemon. So just so you don't have to feel bad about it, chat.
You are entitled to your lemon.
Yeah, you are entitled to your lemon.
I have some thoughts to share, if everyone else is done. I am fine with waiting for the vocal group to finish speaking since I am relegated to TTS.
Oh no, that's completely... If you have thoughts to share, feel free to speak up.
Yeah, just say it, man. If you want to say something,
you get prior.
Yeah, we're gonna stop talking if we hear you, no worries.
Oh, geez.
TTS is not working.
Hello there, TTS.
I can speak it out because TTS isn't letting us do this. Okay, Sunshine?
No, you're the TTS.
Okay. Thank you, TTS. I think Canto 8 might be one of my favorites, breaking into my top 3. I like to believe I'm not being blinded by recency biased, but the story felt very well paced and was not unnecessarily backloaded, while also speaking to me a lot, both giving me plenty to think on. I appreciate the implementation of harder battles into the game like Laheng, although I think it begins to show some cracks in the game's design on a larger part. However, that may be too much off topic for the stream.
Actually, it's not because
Yeah.
it's still Canto 8, and I think that's relevant because gameplay is still part of every Canto, and and it's still flaws in the fight itself. I want to say, I don't think the actual mechanics were much of the problem. It was the fact that it is so difficult to learn about any of them. Because if you guys go back and look at the passive list, it is freaking massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it as well during streams a little bit, where, obviously you have chat, backseating me and telling me what to do for every fight,
Classic, brother.
for example, with the Shamu fight, we have, 20 fucking billion gimmicks going on, and God forbid, we don't, we're not even talking about the 20 attacks that she has, I think, something like that. But yeah, it's you need to keep track of the passive, you need to keep track of the attacks, you need to... And there's also this one attack that affects another attack if it's targeting Honglu, and then you have an effect on
that
Honglu.
one, yeah.
And it is honestly a little bit difficult to keep track of. Obviously, what Polo said earlier, I do notice that they're trying to make it more compact a little bit, trying to make it more easily accessible of this information. But I do feel like it needs to be, how would you say it? It needs to be even more compact and even more understandable somehow.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think
The
they're becoming
text
more
blows
readable.
in rather heavy in the latter parts.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think they're becoming more readable. They are still a lot, but I think Project Moon is realizing kinda what I was referring to, the idea of simplifying a little bit, because why it's more readable, but there's still a lot. Now the next passage they have to do, in my opinion, is to reduce them. We don't need to apply, if you win 5 clash wins, to apply 1 biggity boo boo on the boss, which gives them 5,000 attack boost. We don't need that. It's so specific, it's gonna happen one time. Just crop the text. At that point,
I'm a bit off. I am an outlier in this because for me, when I see that 20-page passive list with each one being a paragraph long with 200 buffs, I am in heaven personally. I'm loving it. I'm like, hell yeah. Let me get some of this. I'm sitting there fucking read the whole thing. In fact, I can't do it because everyone in chat is yelling at me. Hurry up, play the fucking game. And I'm like, fuck, okay, let me just skim through this real quick. But I'm sitting there, I want to absorb myself into it. Personally, I know I'm an outlier.
You know what that actually reminds me, all of these, these passives that are just so long and stuff like that, and then effects that are just so long, ruin a month.
Yeah.
ruin a month.
Unironically,
I
ruin
would
a
say
mod.
this.
Unironically.
There is something they could do if they made it so that there was a separate sidebar that listed specific buffs or debuffs that the unique buffs, I should say, that the enemies would have. Because, Lei Heng as an example, he has 7 buffs that he gives himself.
Yeah.
Actual unique buffs with layers of paragraphs and text. Okay, if they separated that would probably help a lot with reading.
I think something that would also help a lot is to make it more obvious when new buffs or new effects appear. Because I remember during the Shamu fight, everyone was telling me hey, read Honglu's new buff, you fucking moron. It changed again. Yeah.
To be fair, there was literally colors appearing over Honglu
before it happened.
It updated.
To be
I feel like
I
feel like that was the most obvious one.
Yeah,
so it hasn't been done.
Yeah, and in response, to be fair, I think chat knows how much of a fucking idiot I am sometimes. So,
I would not refer to the soup incidents.
we don't talk about the soup incident. We do not talk about the soup incident.
Soup incidents.
Talk about the
Right,
That's
but that's
brother.
so on.
But I think more than just text bloat, I think there's also a big issue in the presentation and information itself. Because generally, I can agree that they're getting more concise to the point with the actual passive effects and how they're written. But part of the problem is that they're still not presented them very well within the list, because to read all the things that a character does, you have to go down this giant list of passives, and they don't often put the most important things where they should be. Because for Lei Heng, if you go back, a lot of the stuff that's on top and that takes some of the most space is just copy and paste it from all the other bosses.
Yeah, the
there's no
panic
panic
type is changed. If it goes to zero to minus 45 sanity, reset to 0.
Yeah, and then like actual very important critical core mechanics of the fight are at the bottom and might not even be unlocked right away until you meet the conditions. I didn't know you were supposed to bind him. Did anybody here know that?
Yes.
Bind?
I read the passive.
you had to apply bind to him, and he would do like a lot less damage. I didn't know that either. Like, I had to be told after the fucking stream that is how you do some damage of like the 6 coin unbreakable skill, like yeah.
Wait,
I saw
bind?
it, but it was 4 a.m.
Yes.
I didn't think of Snag Harpoon.
No, wait, I just want to read
The
chat real
panic
quick.
stuff should just be on the bottom because, like, at this point, every important boss has a unique panic type.
Yeah, exactly.
But by the way, I just want to quickly read out Archie Bird's comment because like this is exactly what I mean. They said you're supposed to bind Lei Heng. What? Like this is unironically what I mean. This is unironically what I mean.
I think that's already
Yes.
like a it's very easy when you have the adept Faust because she already does bind like automatically as part of her gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Can we just... And this is
I'm
actually
sorry,
side tangent to the
Snapchat.
Canto, but I really don't like her. I hate that they can't fix her. I hate her so much.
By the way, quick interjection, another donation we've received. I'm gonna read it out real
Oh.
quick. From Gay Frogo. My go-to come wherever. Hey, that's me. And a bunch of other people, I guess. Oh.
Hey.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay, I see how it is. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Lethe supports Gay Pride for Eternity. Good on y'all for redoing the event, and good luck with the rest of the event. Lethe is the modded, one of the modded Limbus
Oh yeah,
company.
Lethe, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
we don't
see.
talk
so
about it.
good luck with the rest of it. Thank you for the $10, and you know it's going to go right to a positive cause. You may continue the discussion.
Yeah, that's also gonna go back into your lemon bank account chat. 10 more lemons.
Yeah. And lemons, brother.
Yeah, 10 lemons.
Do you guys want to know how? Because I didn't use bind either. I just like realized the slash weakness was only activated if your characters weren't weak to slash. So like outside of Muller Ishmael, I just like threw together a team of all my like slash resistant units. Fucking Ting Tang Hung Lu was like the MVP there, but I would say the real MVP was fucking LCB Sinclair, which was who's
Holy
level
shit.
50 from the fucking solo. LCB Sinclair, because LCB Sinclair is 4 times resistant to Lehang's Gluttony skill that you have to class that is unbreakable points. So
Has anyone read Ryoshi's Canto to find the law implication for that?
Aghast.
I love
I've read
Hellscream.
I've read
I read
I
full
love
screen
those
too.
things. Yeah.
The problem is, it seems that they're taking a bunch of the short stories from the same author and mixing them together because Hellscream probably by
there's
itself
also
would not.
Spider's Thread.
Yeah, Spider's Thread. I have not read that one myself, but that seems like it's very important. From what I understand, it has a lot of the same themes as Hellscreen and just further contributes to the fact that Ryoshu is not a good person, but she did a good thing. He had one good thing going for her, and she seems to really regret leaving that behind. That being the
Can I
I guess
goddess.
we'll have to save that for the Canto 9 discussion.
Oh yeah, Canto 9 discussion in like APR 3. Let's fucking go.
I want to read
go.
out a comment from the chat in this moment.
Go ahead.
Drago said, why would you not use bind about a boss that has speed conditionals? Pretty simple to get, to be honest. But that's exactly the point we were discussing right now, which is there are so many passives that even if now some of them are written in a more simplified way, you still have difficulty to process all of them. Maybe you don't personally, but I don't know about you. After I read passives the first time, most of the time during the combat I'm like, wait, why does the boss have attack boost? Ah, it's because of the passive. Like, retroactively, I do it, but proactively I'm not like, okay, if I do this, he's gonna get attack boost or something. It's difficult to keep all the information in your head, considering
Also-
there are multiple bad... Oh, yeah, sorry.
I think it
Sorry,
also
no,
even
I
get,
want to add to you.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lissa. You go first.
Yeah. I think it also gets harder when you're like streaming because aside
Yeah,
from like keeping
I was gonna
track
say
with the game, you're also keeping track of your audience. That's why.
This is a unique problem to us
Yeah.
as like
Yeah.
creators, like we're live streaming it. You don't realize that like as I said, I want to sit there and read the passives, but then I end up, oh shit, I'm staying silent for like 10 minutes. Uh-oh, there goes my viewership, right? Like,
yeah, I just want to say, as someone who, like, recently started streaming, like, literally a week ago, I understand the pain now that, Project Moon YouTubers go through when they live stream the fucking content.
Sometimes, I resist the urge of just, like, snapping my fingers on stream, just...
Let's say there is a reason for which they now, after years from the release, actually implemented the feature to see which passives of the ego you have active once you use them.
Oh yeah, so true.
Well, I do have a note about... Oh. No, my bad. I didn't hear you.
Did someone want to talk, or...?
No, the discussion is over. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's the stream, guys. Goodbye.
Canto 9 is tomorrow.
I guess while we do, I guess while we think of a new topic to talk about.
Wait, I've spaced out. What were we doing? Like, what was the last thing someone said?
Oh my god, someone dissociated live on stream.
I do that a lot. I have ADHD. Also, Mulberry.
Well, regardless, I want to take a bit of time to read out some more donations because we got a lot just now.
Okay.
First of all, four donations that we got. Moses the Distortion Detective Woman, Lemon Tax. That is all they say for Moses themselves. Lemon Tax with 10 USD. Thank you so much, Moses, for donating to the fundraiser. That's another 10 lemons to chat. We have Jasi Yu in the donation with 5.
Oh, that's my goat, dude.
With 5 USD. I'm sorry, Velveter, but I'm a Limbus player. I can't read. I'm surprised that Mr. Confucius himself can't read. But thank you for the donation.
That's pretty
okay, the one from Gay Foco I already read out. I go to Kamui and a bunch of others. Kamui already read out. And then we have a last one from Fax for 3 USD. Hog Lemons for Pride. Also, precision aim, Pride times 2 resonance. Turn end, gain 1 haste, next turn. For every 10 points on self, max 2, combat start. If this unit is not set to use any attack skills, including ego skills, apply 3 points to 1 ally with the... Can I read that out? Can I read that out even further? Apply 3 points to 1 ally. Oh no, that's where it ends. Okay.
No, that's the actual end of it.
No, yeah, that is sort of what I guess that is sort of what we all are talking about here. Like, we have this like lap of fucking text for passive and whatnot, all to just result in apply 3 points to 1 ally. Like. Yeah.
And again, it depends from the type of game they want to make. They want to make the 15-head type of chess battle? I don't think so. They are making something which is experimenting. Like, I see they're experimenting with some mechanics over the Cantos. But I think they are not gonna go to the direction of the incredibly difficult. There is refraction available already for the very difficult stuff, honestly. Right. And even in there, people are gonna lament, it's too easy. But
I do think there's an easy fix. I think it's a super easy fix. All they need to do is separate general passives that are, like, as you said, common on like multiple bosses, and then unique passives, and make them tabs that are clickable. And when you click the tab, it just closes all of them. So you have general, you have like unique passives, and that's it. So you can close this. So you're like, oh, all the general tabs that has like Sanity, Panic type, fucking, this unit gains offense level every time it loses a clash, like usual.
Blood Feast.
Blood Feast, yeah.
Oh my god, Blood Feast.
Yeah, that's sort of what I, like, some of you in chat may, like, notice this already, but, like, whenever I read over stuff, I quickly try to identify what is, like bulk standard stuff. Like, you have the fixed Panic type, you have, like, a speed reset. You have, like, the usual kind of stuff, offensive up, like, or coin power by amount of rupture. Like, that kind of stuff is all kind of standard. And I try to always, like, quickly try to identify that. And try to actually identify what makes, like, a boss or an enemy unique from, like, everything that isn't quite standard with the fight, you know? And it would be nice if they, like, somehow make that easier. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I want to point out this person just, like, theorizing on the next Durante skill, Superbia is Pride, and that is Bina. The next Durante skill, yeah, it's Gevra. It's probably going to be Wrath. My theory is Gevra is just going to come out of nowhere and kill the enemy for us. That's all.
That would be fucking awesome. That would be awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Just
having a
break
Final
the
Fantasy as
vertical.
summon.
Yeah.
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 You're gonna
Summon the
summon the
red
character
mist.
from out of nowhere.
Yeah. Do we have any more complaints about the store? Do we have any more like talk about the gameplay, or should we move on to
Sunshower
the
has one.
story?
Mhm.
Okay. Go.
We'll end it off on Sunshower's comment, and then I think we'll move to story. I think that's fair, guys. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone read it out? Because clearly the
I can read it.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm a little late to it, but I did not use any sort of bind on the fight, or if I did, it was likely by accident on Lei Heng. The fact that the Canto comes out decently late for some people is also a limiting factor. The day after Part 3 dropped, my sister was graduating and I was up till 5 AM rushing to finish the Canto
Ew.
because I knew it was almost inevitable that a nerf would happen, and if I wanted to clear it before they did. While I did manage to get it on my first attempt, I did have like half of my sinners die, and I was none the wiser of Lei Heng's bind gimmick because of just how difficultly worded it felt and how long it was to read his passives and unique gimmicks from Sunshower.
That is a
Yeah,
fascinating
true.
point. Like, I think they unintentionally created a sort of FOMO where if you want to experience the harder fight, you have to do it as fast as possible. And I think that only adds to all the problems we discussed here regarding information delivery.
Yeah, and also something I wanted to say earlier, like, someone said, like, oh yeah, why don't you just run, like, a bind team against Lei Heng, because he already has haste passives. Like, he has other gimmicks that, like, benefit him from going fast, but chat, reminder, I fucking ran a haste team for the entire Canto, and, like, even then, I still wasn't aware of the bind passive. Like... Like, even if, like, I did everything right, it was just I wasn't aware of it, like, when I had to apply the bind. Because haste identities often come with bind application. And, like, no, yeah, I do feel like stuff like that needs to be just a lot more clearer, honestly. But, otherwise, I have no more issues with any of the other bosses. Like, generally, despite the critiques, Lei Heng, Xiaxiyu, and Jiamu, fucking awesome bosses. Actually, 10 out of 10 Canto. They are fucking banger bosses. I especially love how Shamu is like just a victory lap of a boss near the end. It felt so good.
We got some big donations.
Oh, do
Hold
we
up, we
now?
got some donations. Yeah. First of all, GAQ again. There is no shame in not knowing how to read. That's why we play Project Moon games hard.
So
That was for $10, and then $100 we got from Cursed Being. So happy to see the variety of streamers and contents for this APR, and for it to return at all. Sneet, snart, and happy Pride Month, everyone.
Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, thank you
You
so
have
much for
another
the 100.
$10
Let's go.
on
Okay.
coffee as well.
Thank you.
The coffee returns. I would like to say I don't think too much with the units given during the Canto, but getting the C IDs despite them never showing up in the story or as an enemy was kind of disappointing. I would have rather had any of the air candidates or their mooks.
Correction, they
true,
appear
actually.
for 2 dialogue frames at the
Two
very
dialogue.
end.
Yeah.
They don't
and
even
then-
show up like visually.
Yeah, but
$5 for
Oh, okay.
Moses the Distortion Detective. Again, sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
Lament, Mourn, and Despair. 60, 555 office level. Attack weight, 1. Amount 0 on use. Lose 15 SP on use. Base power plus 1 for every 5 sinking on the target. Max 4. On use, deal more damage. Further, the unit's SP value is from 45. Bracket plus 03% damage for every missing SP. Max 21%. Close bracket.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
can't...
yeah, someone brought it up.
Go ahead.
Someone brought it up, but yeah, I genuinely think that's broken, and I'm shocked they aren't fixing it yet, because I feel like those enemies aren't supposed to appear the turn before. I'm shocked that, like, they appear like the same turn.
Oh, you mean
as the Hun.
you made they hang like the guys that gave him
Minions.
ammo. Yeah, I actually had it happen during like my second run. Everyone told me it was a bug. Then people told me it was intended. Then no one fucking knew, and it's like, okay.
I have
then.
never seen the minions not show up the same time he does the 6 skill. I didn't even
No,
It
yeah.
And on my
happened
rerun with N Corp.
I've seen
Wow.
it happen once.
Yeah,
And that was like at like 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning, Thursday for me, because I'm in EST. 5 in the morning
yeah.
EST, and I was just like so frustrated at that point that I like barely realized, and I was super fucking confused.
Yeah, like in my second run, I don't know why they showed up in my second run, like a turn before the thingy, because like it does feel like they are supposed to appear like not on the same turn, but you know, a turn before, turn after. Because
Some
otherwise, it
people are
just
saying this is intended. When you run out of Savage Tiger Mark, they get summoned.
yeah, but like
They appear
it-
separately if you don't drain all his ammo and let him use it up on the 6 coin. I'm not sure if these are true or not, but that's what some people are saying.
Interesting.
yeah, but it like always appears on the same turn. It's like you can never kill them because like you need to focus on fucking
yeah.
surviving the attack. It's
They're also,
like-
I'm pretty sure they're combat start as well, so it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The skills.
The best part of Lai Heng's fight is the second charge of Durante per day.
Wait, really? We got 2
No,
charges?
yeah, I noticed that
Yeah.
during stream.
Hold on,
Yeah,
we
we have
have two
2 charges
charges.
now. That's
Yeah,
kind of awesome.
because
Oh.
yeah, the Morositatis was like the freebie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
after
They
the
do
link
this
hack
thing.
fight, you can use 2 of them afterwards.
Well,
in
Yeah,
every
we
fight.
just
Oh my
have
God.
2 charges now. We just
Yes,
can't use the same
you can only
power
use each
thing.
individual Durante per day, but you can use
Mhm.
2 per day.
Ah, that's cool.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I
It's
use
not really useful.
I use
Once per day, sorry.
Yeah, I use
Good.
Pikachu on the hang, and then I use Superbia for GMO. Because I just want to get my sanity up.
Oh, I see.
Actually, there is something I don't know, and I am interested to know what you think, that they're gonna do with the new Durante passive, the how's it called, the Morostasis,
Morositatis, yeah.
Morositasis, sorry.
That's with Mercy.
Like that averages the amount of offense level of all the units, correct?
Yeah, it does.
Yes, and it's usually just better for you because a lot of enemies are just gonna have higher offense power than you, so it's usually just an upgrade.
Okay, but it does only that.
It does do only that. I think after the, no, I'm thinking of
Yes,
something that it
averages
hasn't.
offense level and defense level for turns.
For 3 turns,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I
Because the
see.
thing which confuses me is at this point, to make that, like, if they want to make that useful, to me, they are gonna think about putting more battles where the opponent has a crazy offense level, but having only 3 turns where they are average is not that much.
Chat is saying it also gives you 3 offense level and 6 defense level.
Okay, touche,
Exactly.
never mind, cancelled, it's good.
Oh, I see.
It's
Basically plus one clash
Yes.
power. It's basically a +1 clash power, then it's very good.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it also
we
just
have
lowers.
a-
Go ahead.
We have a donation. We have a
Oh.
$5 donations from Moses, the distortion detective again. To claim their bones. 60, 55 plus 5, attack weight 1, amount 0, before
this-
attack. For every 7 points on self, attack weight plus 1, max plus 2. On use, until the skill ends, this unit cannot be staggered from taking damage on use. Deal plus 2% damage on critical hit for every poise. Thank you
I
so
didn't
much.
know that. Thank you. Thank you, Moses.
Thank you so much, Moses,
Thank you so
for
much, Moses.
Thank you so much, Moses.
thank you for detailing every skill and a lot of skills in the game. I can't wait until we have like literally gone over every single skill there is in the game to cover. But yeah.
And there is another thing I wanted to discuss. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you go. I was going
Okay.
to.
There is another thing I would like to discuss before going to the story, which is, I don't know if you guys already talked about it, but I would like to discuss what happened with the deal about nerfing Redshift Sinclair and Faust.
Ooh, we might want to save that to the
He's
end. That's gonna be a
talking
lot.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
the
a
end?
spicy
Okay.
conversation topic.
Alright,
Nerf
alright.
for
forget
Pals.
it.
They didn't even touch her. And I hate that so much.
Gulp.
But I'll say that for the end.
Gulp. We
Yeah,
might
we're gonna talk
want to
about
save
it,
that for the next event where we call it a bunch of Project Moon YouTubers and artists discuss Talisman Sinclair APR2. That one, that's gonna be 3
I
hours.
literally streamed like a memorial service for Talisman Sinclair.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I was
Use
dancing
him
on his
one
grave.
last time.
I can't wait for that fucking hypothetical stream to be like 8
Sad
hours
trumpet
long.
song.
Yeah. I can't wait for that stream to be like 8 hours long, because my streams go for way too long most of the times. Or at least 2 out of 3 times.
To be fair, like by nerfing Talisman Sinclair, they also indirectly nerfed Malfaust, so
What
she's
nerf to her?
nerfed.
No! I refuse to take
Kind
this as Mulberry, no!
I'm trying to take the ones I can here, Slime.
I'm sorry, but you have
Floor
to
10
use
red
the
sheet solo to send him off.
Floor sheet says Lola to send him off.
I'm just happy they nerfed him because now I'm a cool guy for using the underused and underpowered unit in my teams.
So true. You could be just like me.
Slosh Mill, and I'm gonna be using Slosh Mill and Talisman Sinclair until like Paradiso 24, and you're gonna see me win with them.
Paradiso!
This is
gonna
completely
be-
unrelated to the topic, but what you said just reminded me of what someone said to me when I was talking about Zishun Ishmael, which we're not going to get into that because that's a whole different story. But someone said to me they would rather lose a clash with Slosh Mail to inflict rupture on the opponent than use Zishun's like -1 rupture count skill, and I got so heated like in my head about that statement. I was like, I'm not even going to acknowledge that question, like that statement, because that's there's such a stupid
They're
ass
onto
fucking
something.
response.
What about LGBT
They're onto.
I would like to imagine that comment has just been like, that comment has been living in your head rent free for like fucking days on end now.
That one has lived in my head because that one made me like actually like red, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like chill out and just continue.
Why
I don't
does
think
that's
it's
what I
worth it to
Yeah.
crash out from that.
you need
I
to
felt
follow
like
your...
Sloshing Ishmael has a gloom skill. AEDD Gregor is calling. Will you pick up the phone?
Maybe I've been on the phone all day!
She also has gloom.
She can apply just one. She can apply plus one rupture count. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've heard she's actually like...
Okay.
I've heard she really struggles with poise, which is really funny to me. Like I've seen
Again,
a lot of
that's
people
a whole
call her
different
like...
discussion. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Are we good with gameplay discussion now?
we should probably
Yeah.
move on to story.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
about to
yeah.
say
Okay.
we should maybe discuss
Yeah,
the
yeah.
story because that is the fascinating part.
Seems
Since we
like
do
it.
have a book reader here among us, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Here
Among
we
Us?
go.
I
Who would that be?
Among Us.
Fair enough.
I am
Among
also
Us.
actually a book reader.
2 book
Ooh.
I
readers.
Yeah.
don't remember
Oh,
much
nice.
of the book.
Imagine
unfortunately.
reading books.
Yo,
I'm
fucking
half a
Elise,
book
shut me
reader.
up, dude. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
read
really
shit, bro. I
fun.
just play the
really
game.
like doing it.
I'm half a book reader. I started reading but didn't finish.
Oh yeah, because of that one scene at the garden.
Yeah, it got me hard.
Yeah.
You changed it to your
Rupolo, why did you
Kim
change?
What the?
I thought we talked
I
about
knew he would
this.
do it.
What happened, guys?
Kim Ji-hoon is actually Italian.
What happened? What happened? No. There's been a weird interference. Okay, no. I think I fixed it.
Yeah,
I think I fixed
you
it,
became
sorry.
Kim Ji-hoon for a bit.
There was interference. I'm sorry.
Interference.
Italian jump scare.
Can I just say, this isn't related to the lore of, like, in the story, so this is allowed to say this. Now, I'm not a book reader, I don't read any of the books. I've not read any of the books or anything about Limbus Company, nor do I really kind of want to, because I'm more interested in, like, what the Project Moon community are cooking up as iterations of the book instead. I like going back after a Canto to, like, see what other people's opinions are about it, right? Or, like, the funny references. Like, I really like that Heathcliff's, for example, Earl King, like, Wild Hunt Heathcliff and every Catherine are like the book iterations
sorry?
of them. My bad. Every
Okay,
the book
thank you.
iterations of like the characters, and our Heathcliff isn't like not a book iteration kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Story-wise, I've seen a lot of people be very divisive on this Canto. Yeah. It does feel like they read it. It's just that they changed so much that it doesn't feel like the book.
Yeah, like
they're different things.
Well,
and
how
I
would you
don't mind that.
condense like how many? Yeah.
yeah.
How would you condense like how many
The fucking
freaking
longest
pages for
book in
it?
human
Yeah.
history.
So okay, not part of the fundraiser. She's like, couldn't disable membership, but thank you,
shit,
Earl
it's
King
okay.
Heathcliff, for becoming part of the Faust Hive Mind.
I think he got a little lost.
Oh, round and round we go.
Anyway, changed so much in what regard? Because if it changed a lot of thematics of the actual book, I can see where they're coming from. But in terms of changing stuff, that's every Canto so far.
Before you speak, Mulberry, we got some donations real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we have donations. I was going to say the same.
Oh, you were gonna say? All right, I want you to speak after this though. So we got Anonymous, who's donated $10. Unrelated, but from the factions that were mentioned by GAQ to join to war, like X Corp, Second Pack R Corp. Which one do you want an ID from? I saw a fucking pale fixer in that fucking splash background.
Personally, I want an R-Corp rat. That is kind of awesome. I like him. Okay, hear me out. Faust is very mouse.
Faust is very mouse.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Faust is very
Yes,
mouse. No, Sinclair is very mouse. What are you talking about?
Okay,
Sinclair's
Sinclair
very
That
Faust.
doesn't rhyme, sorry.
Okay, fair.
Another donation. We have Coffee, who doesn't like Rupture. Okay. Who donated $4.44. Thank you. The greatest thing that came from Talisman Nerf was that someone rotoscoping Talisman and Deviat Sinclair with the Nintendo mascot and the CEO. What? I haven't seen that.
I have not seen that image. What the fuck?
And then we
Please
have
add us on Twitter with that, please.
a $25 donation from Tonrep, who says, Jihoon
my
skill
God.
3, Rupture bad now, Smile, 1 coin skill, base power 10 plus 30, attack weight -1, target fixed to red sheet Sinclair uncatchable in the Rupture. Thank you,
End
Tonrep.
rupture.
Thank you so much.
The Rupture.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, I see a lot of people going like, "Oh, don't Don Quixote wasn't a vampire." I think judging Canto based on story is bad. I'm mainly just stating this as I personally don't mind. I'm just stating this as an interesting note. This is an interesting note to me. I feel, and also like some of the previous Cantos were fairly like thematically relevant to and expanded upon the themes of their specific books, like Cycles of Abuse in Wuthering Heights, Continuing on Dreams in Canto 7, like the helplessness of Canto 1. I'm not particularly saying that like this is a bad thing that they're doing. No, it's fun to improvise on things. I was about to spoil Deltarune.
Why are you doing that?
Don't even try that. Don't even try.
that's like
There's a very specific, but for anyone who knows, in chapter 4 there is a very specific quote from a very specific character that I feel is very relevant here. If you know,
Absolutely
you
know what you're talking about. I know. Those who know. Hashtag.
Those who know. Anyways, I feel like in this case, Dream of the Red Chamber was in the first place never thematically cohesive with the city, and as such, Canto 8 was always going to be a critique of its themes. Additionally, what they decided to do was they decided to adapt the morals and values of Dream of the Red Chamber from the Chinese history it was to the city, which is a more modern, capitalist Korean culture. It's very different. And as such, this is what I believe causes most of the dissuasion from other book readers. I personally really find it interesting because Dream of the Red Chamber always was a story of the characters themselves, a story of the people that live there. I really liked it. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say.
Yeah, I
just think it's too rare.
Can I speak? Because I can add a lot of that, a lot onto that, because, you know, I've read the book as well, like, fully. And
Before you do that, we have another donation.
Okay.
Oh.
From
Read it out.
Hohenheim, verified LCE, $10. My streamers will be based. I watched all of your Canto 8 streams. Thanks for all the works everyone does. Smiley face. Well, thank you, Hohenheim, verified
Oh,
LCE.
thank you, Hohenheim.
Thank you for the
Hohenheim.
$10.
You lovable nerd.
Thank you for
Hello.
being in this stream as well, Hohenheim.
Fucking nerd.
Thank you.
Alright, now you may
Hohenheim.
continue.
Okay, so, like, I guess to expand upon, like, the thematics of, like, the source material, there are a lot of different thematics, like the duality of, you know, opposing sides, or, like thematics of love and thematics of family, but I think, like, the most prevalent thematic, and the one that they have decided to adapt in Limbus Company, is the thematic of, like, how would you say it? Because, like, in the book, Hong Lu and a lot of the other younger siblings that were there, like Lin Dayu and Zhou Chai and Japan as well, they do suffer a lot at the behest of the requests of the elders. Like, a big point in Volume 5 and Volume 4 of the book, and why Hong Lu becomes so miserable, is because he himself has no say in the matter on marrying Zhou Chai over Lin Dayu. And a lot of other different characters also suffer at the behest of the request of the elders of the family. Such as from, like, Wang Xifeng, who actually surprisingly isn't in the book. And Lady Wang as well, like Hong Lu's mother. And, like, I feel like they kept that thematic. But aside from the rest of the book, like, sure, they adapted the Chinese aesthetic pretty well, and they adapted the characters. But honestly, personally, while I am a big fan of what Project Moon is doing with the source material and using it in their own sort of way and applying it to their own world, comparing it to the book, it is a hollow shell of its former self. Like, compared to the book, it is great. It is great as a standalone, like, game story. But compared to the book, it's like, there is barely anything relevant that they kept from the book and is still there in the actual story itself. Because, like, for example, massive plotlines in the book were sort of compressed heavily. Because there was the plotline of Hong Lu going to the Imperial examination, and the plotline of the whole reason Hong Lu became a human in the first place. Because at first he was just a stone that desired to be a human, but that was changed to say, like, oh yeah, Shamu wanted Hong Lu to experience the world. And there was also the marriage plotline with Zhou Chai and Lin Dayu, and a lot of different things. And obviously, because
We don't even have Zifang.
Can I ask something as an ignorant?
Yeah.
Were previous cantos more correct according to the source material, or no?
I think
Yes,
so,
that's
yes.
I
think-
can speak on this. Hello.
Yeah,
I've read a lot of the other books. Sorry, I can.
Hello.
Unless you have something to say, Will.
No, you could go ahead and speak up. I wasn't actually done, but, like, speak up.
Oh no. If you're not done, you go first. I'm sorry.
Okay, then. But, yeah, what I wanted to say, continuing on with my story, a lot of the, plot elements are... Because they only have one canto to work with, they can't adapt a 2,500-page long book. Like, God forbid you're going to try to
until
adapt...
Purgatorio and
Yeah, exactly.
Purgatorio and Inferno.
But a lot of the plot points were sort of heavily meshed together and, like, sort of switched around a little bit here and there, to the point where, well, yes, it is all portrayed pretty well in the book, in the game, and it is covered. I do think it suffers a little bit from compressing it so much. Because, for example, I don't actually like Zhou Chai and Lin Dayu's dynamic too much in the game. Because in the book, we got, like, a hell of a lot of dynamic between the two. We were shown how both of them reflect one another and complement one another all the same. Because they are both the one halves of a whole. And...
I'd fold if I had to marry Boshai. I mean, who said that? Huh?
But
what?
I feel
Someone
like-
said that? Hey,
What?
I may-
let me speak.
Yeah.
But
If I may add, I feel like a part of it is because in Dream of the Red Chamber, Bao Chai and Dayu are like basically main characters, whereas they're heavily side characters in Limbus.
yeah, and
For
like
now, anyways.
I wasn't really done talking yet, but like the okay.
I know. I'm just speaking up. You can continue.
ahead.
I'm just thinking my
Yeah.
part. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
ahead.
You go ahead, buddy.
They
Oi,
finished.
you
No,
go
I
ahead.
said all I had to say. I just wanted to bring up the fact that we had that cliffhanger, and Bao Shai is one of the first Canto characters we had that not only survived, but we're gonna get further expansion, seemingly confirmed anyway. That's not just Encore or Damien, and I don't know if it'd be interesting if she's part of the Intervalos. That'd be fascinating, but I'm not holding my breath for that. But that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be really, really fascinating, actually, because clearly they're going to do more with that. Otherwise, why would they have shown us the cutscene near the end?
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying, like, the adaptation of the book, it loses a lot of the nuance that the characters had, and I don't really feel that dynamic between Lin Dayu and Shoba Chai anymore. And also the love triangle's like buried there. You have like one scene dedicated to it, where like where Shoba Chai is a little bit jealous of Lin Dayu being with Honglu. But yeah, I feel like they could have done a little bit better, honestly, with portraying some of the important parts of the book. Like, it's so compressed that it sort of steps all over each other, is what I'm trying to say.
You know, I think one of the better fixes for that is that instead of just having 3 acts, it would have been good if the Canto would have had 5 acts.
I made that meme a lot. I said, "Hey guys, wouldn't it be funny if Kanto had 4 parts to it instead of 3?"
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
unironically.
swear, yeah.
It
Don't
might have benefited from more time, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it also like to me, I didn't read the book first of all because I'm illiterate.
Yeah,
but
me too, brother.
like perfect. Like my idea is it like I can understand maybe some plot points are lost on the road, etc. Maybe some characters are not explored as much, but is it a problem when it's not an adaptation, but it's more how do you say it? The implementation of a story of a book. Yeah, reimagining where you focus mostly on the sinners. Like, for example, I loved the implementation of the multiple sections where Rodion stood up her ground when Honglu was being like, "Oh yeah, you're poor, but just live life. You're gonna have fun." And Rodion was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, to me, even if they didn't explore the topics of the book as much, I wouldn't care as much because I would prefer if they developed more the sinners more than the book. Can I,
true.
if it makes sense?
Yeah,
That is a big thing.
Like
mean-
that's sort of what I tried to clarify a little bit before. I don't think it's a bad thing necessarily that they lost some of the like nuance of the book. Like Project Moon is trying to tell their own story with these books as influence and take inspiration from it.
Yeah.
Which honestly I fucking love. Canto 6, despite how different it is from the source material, and like Earl King Heathcliff obviously not being in the source material. Emmy has different thoughts on that. Don't tell her any of this, but I like Canto 6. But
They will know eventually,
Yeah.
so, you know.
But yeah, like Earl King Heathcliff, for example, was a fucking awesome addition to like Canto 6. I don't think it could have been as good as it is without him.
I mean, but at the
think
same
there were
time,
already...
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think a lot of people were already like saying, hey, wouldn't it be funny if Heathcliff actually, the final boss for Canto 6 is Heathcliff fighting his evil self or something? Weren't
yeah.
there memes of that already? Like back then?
I don't remember,
More
but
speculation.
yeah, I don't remember that, but like I do remember like some jokes of like saying, oh yeah, since like Hong Lu has a dead wife as well, we're gonna fight Earl King Hong Lu in like Canto 8 or something.
Holy shit! Can we just get an Earl King of every sinner? I think that would be really funny.
Yeah. But by the way,
funny
sorry
the Earl King-
to interrupt once again, but another donation from Hohenheim, 5 USD. What is everyone's favorite Cantos? I guess I'll go ahead.
6 for me.
For me, it's 8.
5.
I am torn
Pre-Canto,
between.
I was fully convinced Heathcliff would be the antagonist, and I guess I was sort of right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're between 5 and 7 at the moment. While I really like the production values of 8 and I respect the Lost story, it is not quite my vibe, despite everything that I was surprised was my vibe. It's definitely up there, but I struggle because I really like what they did with Canto 7. I still cannot get over the structure they chose and how they chose to tackle that themes of both the musical and the original book of Don Quixote, and the overall meta-narrative of how the perspective on Don Quixote changed over time from derision to adoration in the public consciousness. But at the same time, 5 has Moby Dick, and I like Moby Dick.
So true.
So it's a hard contest.
Fucking whales.
You know, actually, we haven't asked Chat too many of these questions. Chat, what is your favorite Canto, actually? I want to know.
I'm a I'm a
Oh my
Frey
God.
My favorite Canto is Canto 4.
That's a good one.
4.
I'm afraid whose favorite Canto is Canto 2.
I
I
mean,
respect it so much.
you explained it to
I
me.
guess-
I respect the grind.
Man, I'm seeing a lot of like variety in. Yeah, I say variety. Admittedly, no one is saying 1 through 3, but yeah, a lot of variety.
Also,
Hey,
you
yeah,
saw
yeah.
Canto
is really
was
good.
cheating. Chetar spammed the Canto 4 like 15 times, so that's cheating, buddy.
Really like fucking
Yeah.
Canto 8. Like, I didn't think I would like Canto 8 as much as I did. And I think the
I think it's
only
valid.
reason I like Canto 6 more, genuinely, is because of Elking. And I'm not gonna lie to you, GQ is kind of taking his fucking place a little bit. Like,
So actually, that reminds me. Speaking of Canto 8, another thing I really fucking love, and something that the book didn't really focus that much on, but the story itself actually. In the game focused a lot on, was nihilism. I really fucking love what they did with the whole plot point of Hognu's nihilism. Because that's, like,
Really good.
yeah, it was very well researched, very well executed, and very well portrayed. I love all of it. As unfortunate to say, as someone who has experienced with that, as someone, who went through it, it hit a bit too hard, close to home.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. Because I think that this is like a rising problem nowadays, Like, I think ever since, the whole lockdown stuff, a lot of people have, I think, like,
I
no
see- I
more
get what you-
touching grass.
Well, no, I don't think that's quite what we're getting at here. I think a lot of people just, after the lockdown and a lot of recent events, a lot of people can help feel like nothing really matters. Like, like they just feel very helpless and that they're just passengers. And
Man,
I mean, even before all of that, a lot of people still experienced that. Even back there in history, everyone has been a lot of people who have just felt. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was going to say like very true, like like to add to your story, but like, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. A lot of people just kind of feel powerless to the greater forces at play, and they kind of forget that even if you can't change the course of the world itself, you still have a life to live. And you should just throw that away just because the idea that it might just end prematurely or everything might just end up being bad anyway. I do
I
think
think
apathy
very
is the greatest killer.
Well,
In
I think it's mostly...
I did used to struggle with nihilism, like, before the lockdown, actually. And honestly, I could tell the whole story about that, because I did kind of promise Chat that I'll, like, have a little story about my own life, because I do relate a lot to Honglu, in case, it wasn't obvious from some people watching my stream, me being on the verge of fucking tears near the end of it. But yeah, I don't know, we could save that for later, I suppose, if you guys do want to hear my short story of my life.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Alright, guys,
Oh my
if you
God,
reach
lore?
1,000
We're getting
donations, you
more
get to hear the
lore.
sub story.
Yeah, it's a donation
So
go from
true,
now.
so true.
Oh my god. We're
also-
actually sharing our IRL lore.
Like at least I want to share my IRL lore, because I fucking heavily relate to Honglu. I think I didn't really tell like Chat that much. I told like a few of you here, but I did actually fucking cry reading Dream of the Red Chamber. Like I've actually cried during the marriage scene where like Honglu was marrying Xiaobao Chai and Lin Dayu died while the marriage was going on. It was so fucking tragic, and the nihilism thereafter of like how nihilistic of a person Hongnu became thereafter in the book. It had me depressed for like a week straight, it was profound, the book, honestly. That's why I love the book so much. But yeah.
You know,
I
there's
think-
something I wanted to bring. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just
No,
gonna
go,
say.
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say from my own end, like the book is like an insane experience. If you're able to read the book, the David Hawkes version translation, please do. It is an experience that you should participate in.
Yeah, I honestly think Dream of the Red Chamber is one of those books that should be read by, like, not everyone, but at least if you're able to read it, I would heavily recommend it. It is such a profound book. I absolutely adore it to bits, even though it's really difficult to understand at times.
Game.
It'd probably be better if you. Why are you
Reading
doing a
in my
sentiment
Limbus
voice?
company.
Well, no, you don't have to read it specifically because of Limbus Company. In fact, I do not. I kind of don't recommend it if you try to read it expecting like more background on Limbus. Like at best you'll get like.
Don't worry.
What
At
do you mean,
best you'll
Dante?
get
It's not in
like
the book.
maybe at best like you'll figure out like N Corp Jehan is most likely Tanchun. But like I really recommend reading Dream of the Red Chamber for its own merits and for the fact that it is one of the great Chinese classics. Because it is really good. There is a reason it's a classic.
Yeah, it's like, it's one of the four, like, I've been told it's one of the four cornerstones of, like, great Chinese literature. Among, like, Water Marching, Journey to the East, and the Three Kingdoms. I think those are the important books.
Journey to the West.
Yeah.
The Journey to the West.
Yeah. Or was it Journey to the East? I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's West.
Okay. But, by the way, real
A
quick.
singular line from .rc became an inside joke in my friend group because we were really amused by a line translated as Uncle Cramping My Style.
That's actually a Due Pon line. That's a fucking Due Pon line, and he's saying that after his uncle fucking died. Iconic ass man.
But, by the way, real quick, another donation from GX Slime, 5 USD. Off topic, but would be really funny if Mersault's Canto starts with "Today my mother died," like how Hong Lu had the poem. No, like, okay.
Funny you said that. Someone just said in chat that in terms of like closeness, Mersault's book is like the closest to modern time that we have, like in comparison to the other
That is
books.
true, relatively. I mean,
Relatively.
the Memoirs was also relatively modern times, where it was written.
There you go.
I suppose so.
To get the conversation rolling again, speaking of themes and the story, from what I understand, well, I just want to talk about characters, all right? Because let's go and start talking about some of the actual characters in the story. Let's start with the main antagonist, Jiamu. What are everyone's thoughts on this?
Really
What a
fucking like
fucking
Jiamu.
character.
Brilliant
What a
antagonist.
character.
Yes. The evil hag of the Canto.
Controversial opinion. I know that Project Moon is known for the old woman in the story being war criminals, because you have Iori, you have Captain Ahab, you have, like, Moses, all of them fucking war criminals, every single one of them. But I think, personally, Xiamu could have been replaced by an entirely different character from the book, that being Wang Xifeng. Cause, for those who don't know the book and the source material, obviously, Wang Xifeng in the book was a character that sort of ruled the entire family with an iron grip, like kept everything up to shape, everything in management, and like she was the entire reason that the Xia family was not in decline. Because while she was described as authoritarian by some of the people, it was a necessary evil. And I think that they could have done something with Wang Xifeng's character, because obviously, how would you say it? Xiamu is just straight up evil. Let's fucking agree on that. Xiamu is fucking evil.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
They could have very easily just had Wang Xifeng take that place, and not only be an evil character, but also be sort of human as well. Because admittedly, the whole reason why Xiamu was, like, placating the Xia Ren was just so the Xia family household doesn't fall. And that is exactly what Wang Xifeng does.
I kind of want to disagree with the idea that there's no pathos to her character. I think this is just because I kind of like old people because I love my grandparents. So I kind of have a hard time always just with stories that want to depict like parental figures in a completely negative light. But like, and also probably because he turns into a cool monster, so my monster empathy skills flare up, so I was able to do deeper analysis. But like reading back on her skill names,
Someone
Frey's a
would
very
try to fix her.
I'm not trying to fix her. I'm just fascinated by how she's broken.
Fix the granny. Go on.
Anyway, I should pull up the skill names so we can discuss them more. Let me go to the enemy page.
I will
speak
say,
Mulberry.
Go ahead.
I think the thing with GMO, Shimian, GMO is a title. I think the thing with her is that it's really interesting to note that it's really interesting to note the cycle of generational trauma that is at play.
Yes,
She
exactly.
also,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They portray
That's what I
that
was gonna
very
say, yeah.
well.
I think genuinely that might be why they ended up making her like the primary antagonist without like adding any minor ones like Wang Jifeng, because they wanted to focus on that generational trauma aspect.
It's definitely a
True.
huge part of it, and like as opposed to skill names, I'm also gonna post her sprite because like sometimes Project Moon likes to be subtle and like tasteful with the symbolism and stuff, and other times they're just like fuck subtext. Here you go. She is literally being written by the embodiment of the Xianren.
But when I saw that, as an Asian person, when I saw Jiamu, and then when the whole thing just happened, I was like, oh yeah, this is some normal Asian shit.
Also,
We-
like,
wait,
Asian storyline.
No, yeah, like during the stream, during the Shamu, like before the fight, everyone in stream was just telling me like, oh yeah, average Asian family, TBH, average
Yeah.
Asian family.
Yeah, even to me. But also, like,
I remember-
Archie mentioned something in the chat. He said, I think a big reason for which Kim puts all the women as the evil character is due to his own experience with his mother. And he talked
Yeah.
about it a bit more during an interview. So maybe, yeah, that could be another reason
Yep.
for which...
That's definitely a huge part of it. But I think it's interesting here how he's exploring more why people get broken like this. Obviously,
absolutely.
not in real life. Obviously, her situation is a little bit more fantastical because she literally is being like... Her personality is being blended with that of the Shine Ren and with the worm. As far as I understand, I'm
yeah.
still a little confused how the worm works or why it's there. I just know it's a funky little worm. I like the funky little worm. But again, yeah, I just really like the symbolism of her being this like, as intimidating as her new form is, it's also kind of pitiful and depressing in a way. How she looks afterwards when she fully transforms,
Yeah,
and the way that the
true.
Pelican is just on top of her and she's being ridden. That's just she has no real will of her own. She's just a vehicle
And
for
how-
the Giant Red to keep their influence over the
yeah.
family.
and
Also,
how she's called like the muddled hay show.
So,
Yeah.
if I may read a comment by Allergy Jelly, someone's probably mentioned it, but by the end of the fight, GMO starts using her maiden name as she bargains with the Shanren.
yeah, I think it was like
Such a
Shi
good
Yi
detail.
Jin or something. That's her
It
maiden
was
name.
Shimian.
She began. Yeah, it's so fascinating that she like literally name drops her own actual name. Also, hi there, Allergy Jelly. Nice to have you here. Let me make you a mod real quick so I can notice your comments easier.
And it's also just fascinating because for so much of the story, we see her as this imposing, untouchable figure that none of us could, that is able to plan so far ahead, is so in control of everything. And then by the end, she's just sad. Like, especially like the final sprite. Again, it probably just because I empathize with monsters a little bit easier. Don't question me on that.
They kind of
But like that final sprite where the pangolin is ripped off, it's just, it makes me feel bad, man.
they gave her very doleful eyes, which really adds to like the sorrowful expression.
Yeah.
And I think even on her what they call it, her dialogues, she actually is still hellbent on like impressing the Shanren.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
weird because some people say that part 3 shallowed her character a bit, but I didn't really notice that because she wasn't there for most of part 3 because she was at the temple. And when she's at the temple and starts discussing about, going on, I realize, and then she does the worm thing. I go, oh, okay, I see where this is going. So I don't really understand where the shallowness comes from.
Yeah, but
if anything, I think it makes her way more interesting by showing how she became this way.
Yeah, by the way, if someone could read out...
I think Jia Mew is a really great character. I see a lot of people complain that she falls flat or something along those lines after part 2, but it's rather intentional. By the time we reach part THR, she isn't doing some evil plotting scheme. This is just regular procedure from her perspective.
Very true.
Jia Mew is also just a depressing character, as it implies that she never really desired to become the way that she is. In a one-off line she mentions to Jia Zichun she was terrified as well she Beck. AIM family hair arch and was forced to have the Amana worm.
Yeah, that's a great point,
true,
actually.
She's just as much as a victim as everyone else in that family.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll take it back. Maybe Jamu is actually a great standalone character.
I feel like that's why they picked her, because as far as I understand from what I see in discussion, Amu is supposed to be one of the kindest, most just more or less like horrible characters in the book, as someone who really supports Hong Lu. And I think it's interesting to have her be a victim in this circumstance, right?
Definitely. Oh yeah, by the way, real quick, I want to once again read out donations because we got a few more here. Yeah, Moses the Distortion Detective, another 5 USD. For the Velvader Story Fund, also, Kong Xiu is the GOAT. Pinky lore baby, funny we are so back, can't wait. Can't wait, we're bussing to the spider's house. Also, I'm pretty in brackets, also I'm pretty sure we're going to Q Corp. We got way too much lore about them to not to. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
Great
most
point.
Yeah, we are probably...
Can I just mention for a bit?
Yeah, fuck.
Can I just mention for a bit that Hong Lu's older sister is actually pretty hot?
You mean
I mean,
Zhao
Jeremy
Jun or...
Are you talking about Yeonjun?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yanchun.
I
you
need
know
to get
what,
me some
Sarah?
other women in this fucking content because I was
she's so-
sweating during the whole fucking live stream.
She's so elegant.
You know, I don't actually like her too much. That's like the one character I actually dislike.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to like her personality. I just say that she's hot. That's it.
Yeah,
Fair
aesthetically.
enough, I could agree.
Yeah, aesthetically, yeah.
Yeah, I was sweating during this. I was like, they're making all the fucking. I can't hold myself. I'm like, Jesus.
Well, when you were looking at the woman, I was looking at all the creatures. Can we talk about how
you're
there
looking
were
at them.
so many
Yeah,
creatures?
go, you have fun on that because I'm looking at Valshai and I'm like, you know what? I would fall
Okay,
to
but the
marry
pot...
you.
Okay, but the pod fellas though, they're so funny. They're so funny. Like, I love the pod fellas.
By the way, Slime, I love how you basically just said like, oh yeah, you look at all the women, I look at Shamu's distorted ass fucking corpse. We're not the same.
We are not the same.
We
Yeah,
are not the same.
Wait.
My bad.
By
bro.
the way, let's hope for everyone's sake that Jamu dies before she turns into an abnormality. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Because I have a feeling that if she's still alive in there, that might be a potential plotline they follow up on. I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
like that would be very sick. Like, imagine another Leviathan moment where we have like this fucking like abominable monster come back to another story. That would be actually kind of insane.
But
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's about to happen because we pretty much stripped her entire reason for existence, and
Considering the
yet, I
fact
believe her
she quite
purpose of
literally
will to exist.
distorts into a hobbling old creature carrying and offering everything to the Amana worm. She bears the burden and pressure of family tradition as she desperate. Lai tries to pass it down to Sichun, even if by force. The perfect example of pain passing down and down between families. I also want to hold up for a little longer and show off these sprites.
Those sprites are freaking insane.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how the artists even managed to keep track of what the heck they were doing.
No, yeah,
Yes, and
the
visual
battle,
design is on point.
the battle
Grandma.
sprites were insanely good. Actually, like holy. I'll show them on stream in a little bit. I think.
Now we haven't dunked on
Hey,
Gia one yet.
You were really good outside of craft single ass. Day one. Thank you, Rapala, for being craft single.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thunderstorm says in chat, what idol do you think she'd become? I said something like Clouded Monk. That's an interesting question because so far, every distortion at least pulls a little bit from an abno they eventually turn into as they drive from the well. I don't know if we have any abno that fits cleanly into what Yamu represents so far.
Clouded
Is she
Monk.
distorted?
She is distorted. She gets a little code for abnormalities and distortions, and only abnormalities and distortions get that code. That's a very
also-
Oh, I see.
Isn't
Yeah, there's a passive that it's a golden bow induced distortion.
Okay, my great moment. I didn't
During
read
the
that.
Canto
There you go.
final cutscene, Jiamu looked like this. A terrible amalgamation of the Haishu, but after Hong Lu washes her out, she looks relatively normal.
Hold on, give me a second to show that on stream real quick.
Yeah. Why is her foot her face? Oh, no. I mistook it for a second.
What are you talking about?
Image.
I thought the giant tiger paw was coming out of her head, but no, her head is normal.
Ah,
But yeah, this is what
Someone
they're
said lady
referring to
facing the
real
wall.
quick. Look at this insane sprite over here. That is actually... Sorry for the white background, by the way. That's just how the image came along. But yeah, look at that. That's like an actual amalgamation. Like, what the fuck is this? Actually got insane.
Yeah. It's like a chimera of like the zodiacs with the Chinese zodiacs.
Yeah, you see
Yeah,
like a
someone
little
said
bit
the
of
third-
you see like a little bit of every single zodiac creature in there. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, didn't someone say that? Like, mention that the 13th Haishu is actually like an insult. Like, it's not like a positive thing. It's like an amalgamation of like
Yeah.
whatever the things are, the negativity or whatever.
Yeah, and here
So she's like,
and here she is after she got
Cool.
like washed off by Honglu. Got a shower.
Oh my
Just
god.
like that.
So yeah.
My
Even though
venerable
Hong Lu
elder is
basically
washed.
killed her at the end, it really read to me as a final kindness. Setting
It
her
did.
free
Yeah.
from having to be strong and upright,
Yeah.
as well as preventing her from achieving immortally. Tai.
immortally tied.
mortally tie.
Immortally
Because-
die.
Yeah, it is. It is. The
13.
water, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it looked dry, right? Before he opened
13th is a mockery
that
of
gate.
nature.
By the way, I love the elders, by the way. I am sad that
Oh my
they
God.
broke their screen. I wish they could have kept watching our adventures. I know they don't deserve it. I know they're
No.
horrible people.
I'll deserve
I
They
it.
want
still
them
can,
to.
they still see it. It's just all blurred and like cracked.
Yeah.
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 Like
Just love the fact that they're just Limbus players. Okay, I just.
that's actually kind of hilarious. But like, okay, as much as the elders are horrible fucking people and all of them look absolutely deplorable, they did a great job at making them look deplorable. Can I just say that?
Oh yeah.
They all look
absolutely.
disgusting in their own each individual
Ugh.
unique way. I love it. Like,
Which one do you
love them
hate?
so
Which one
much.
do you guys hate the most?
The
I-
The one in the
the one-
chair.
Ooh.
I hate the Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker.
No, that's
Oh.
cute.
How's it cute? What the
Cute.
fuck? Kill that thing with
Hey.
fire? No.
You know who I hate is it's the Jar Grandpa.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
Jar one. The
So,
Jar one
you
fucked
know,
me up,
you know what?
dude.
Actually, that is a good question for chat. Chat, which one of the elders? What the fuck? Which one of the elders do you dislike the most? I want to know
By the w-
I want to know your opinion, chat. Anyway, go
Well,
on.
if you look at the background, actually, there's also even more elders that we didn't get to see in sprites. There's like a today's shite looking mother trucker, like behind. Like if you look at the battle background that you have in your stream right now, you can see more guys. I'm gonna try to see if I can find.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Like,
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
wow.
like-
There's all of
didn't
them, and there's
notice
some
that.
extra ones. Yeah, and some extra ones that are not present in the actual cutscene.
Huh. The more you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know that.
Like, I noticed that a little bit in the background. I didn't pay attention. I didn't really mention it on stream though, because like I was more preoccupied with what was happening in front of me rather than in the background. But yeah,
That's fair.
Trevor wait, someone from the chat just said Trevor Henderson creature looking ass motherfuckers. Not Trevor Henderson, right? The one from fucking Siren Head.
Oh, that old woman was definitely Trevor Hesencore to the max.
Yeah,
The
true.
woman in the chair.
Yeah, hello.
We have a new donation, $20, by the way,
Oh.
from Riku. Fox. It's a bit of a shame that I can't catch up that much because I'm quite busy throughout this month. But I hope everyone is doing well. Cheers to another APR event.
Thank you,
Cheers to
buddy.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Nixon chat says Elder Announcer would be so funny, and I agree. Project Moon needs to make this happen.
Ooh, Elder announces he.
Yeah,
Elder now? No.
yeah. I can't wait for the Char Elder to speak up, and we just hear like fucking nothing because it's all garbled.
ASMR. It's gonna be ASMR. It's gonna penetrate your ear.
Sorry,
son.
dropping one more little fun fact. Gia Mew is the only enemy so far whom actually is empowered by the Golden Buff's arbitration.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah, seriously.
Don Quixote
now.
was underpowered, right?
What about Chroma though? Chroma was powered up.
The weird thing with Cromer is we don't really get passive or anything to confirm this. We only vaguely know that, like, probably something with the bow, like,
She resonated or
forced her
something.
to,
Yeah.
resonated
I mean, we
her.
know that she distorted. In fact, we do not have enough patterns of Golden Bow distortions to know why they're different, or if there's any like visual motifs we should keep track of. We have 2 so far that I can remember well, and in both of those cases, they kept their human features while the rest of them got messed up. At least some human features. Well, the rest of the game got messed up, but that could just be design choices. It's hard to say in this franchise sometimes.
Very true, actually.
We don't really know for Chroma cause it's not specified, but we can assume her strength came from distorting generally.
Not so Elite Metropolis is discussing the idea that Chroma during distort. I'm sorry to say she does get distortion codes when she distorts for real. That is indicative of me that she did at least experience something that is akin to distortion. Because so
Yeah, it's probably
far,
like a different type.
yeah, because so far at the very least, Project Moon has been consistent in only using Abno codes for Abno-related things. So,
But Gia Mew has a particular passive that gives her offense level.
yeah.
Okay.
By the way, speaking of passives and like what classifies her as a distortion or abnormality, can we just talk about the fact that Jashi Yu like has an evolution ego apparently that he just like never brought out. He literally never uses it.
He's literally
Can
the J.
let's go talk about the
J.
real
Chilin.
main character.
Yeah, the real main character.
He's literally the J. Chilin, and we have to figure this out through Water Margin.
See, I don't know if that's... So I've heard about that, and I saw the voice lines for it, but the fact that I feel like they were cut is probably a reason as to, like, it either not being what they actually wanted to do, or, like, they wanted to change something. So I don't know if I want to actually say that he is
because
My
no,
bet
I'm not
is
talking
that
about
the
the
teacher
voice lines,
GRQ
actually.
mentions
okay.
is the Jade killing.
No, because the reason I'm saying that Jiachu is the J. Chilin is because of the fact that his star, when you connect it up to Water Margin, his star belongs to the J. Chilin. This is true with all of the stars. It seems like the Pinky bases their names on the stars from Water Margin. And in the case of Jiachu, his star directly correlates to the J. Chilin. I'm pretty sure he is just the J. Chilin. It's just that he was already taking up so much space that, like, revealing that he was also a fucking color fixer would be too much.
Yeah,
Color,
that's
pinky,
that's
7 fucking Shin or whatever the fuck he had, 5 rings. You know?
yeah,
Correct.
Yeah,
Five
like,
months.
They both share the Tiangang star.
Yeah, if I could talk a little bit about that, because I have seen the voice line where he does reveal where he's the Shade Kalin. I feel like they got it because it was like a bit too on the nose, probably. But also,
Maybe.
can I just say, I am fucking venerated. I'm so proud of myself that I actually predicted the Jade Kalin appearing in the Canto in my Canto 8 prediction video. I am fucking venerated. And like, he actually caused the Ja family downfall by like...
Ain't that a motherfucker?
Yeah, ain't that a
Ain't that a
motherfucker?
motherfucker?
I like, yeah, we talked about it like last stream. I coined the turn of Elevator Blessing because of like how scarily accurate my prediction was actually on Canto 8. I got really damn close, honestly.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the pinky, very interesting that they're an aesthetic none of us have predicted, which is that they don't have an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like
They're
anyone can be the
undercover.
pinky. Yeah.
They're
They're
also so fucking lazy.
Illuminati.
They don't even know each other. They just box it out and figure it out.
And it-
I had been
Yeah.
certain that the Jade Killin was in Hong Lu's family, so I'm very pleased to have been right.
yeah, that's very good. But continuing, like, it really fits in with the idea of a pinky promise because this organization seems to be held up by hopes and dreams a little bit from what we've seen so
hopes
far.
and dreams.
I think the only problem that I had with it is that didn't they actually have like an initial design for the pinky before that they
No,
were
just a
supposed
logo.
to be.
No,
Yeah, just a
they
logo.
didn't have a
We
thing.
we just had the finger itself, which was a very beat up finger. We didn't have any
Yeah.
specific colors for it. It was just human color.
Yeah, the literal only thing that we knew about the pinky before, like any of this, is that they were at war with the ring somewhere in the outskirts, according to
Yeah.
Kalu in like Runa, like as an offhand
what?
dimension.
Yeah.
They were so in war, but that they even ignored the library.
Also, Zhao mentions that they're fucking psychopaths, and not even she would cross paths with them. Which,
Yeah.
honestly, considering the 3 pinky members that we had, or 4 pinky members that we encountered in Canto 8, yeah, I wouldn't cross fucking paths with them either. They're fucking
wonder-
psychopaths.
I wonder if they even have like fodder units, or if it's all just all filler. No, I messed
But
up.
I just say that they
Phrasing
have, like,
stuff.
the fact that
killer,
the
no
pinky
filler.
has 3 powerhouses, like they have, Jesus.
I would like to imagine that. I would like to imagine that literally everyone in the pinky is just 24/7 aura farming the entire fucking day long. Like, unironically, all of them must be so
That's the requirement
powerful.
to be in the
Nah.
pinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
all of
ain't
them,
much.
all of them must be incredibly powerful on their own if they have a system like that where like it's like literal sleeper agents. Because obviously they can't have like a big army or like a regiment like the Tom does or like the Index does. All of them must be like really powerful on their own individually, and that kind of scares me. I want to see them in the next Canto. Because if Jiaxi Yu and Lei Heng is what we can expect from them, then oh boy, what the fuck
They
is the
really
rest
just
of the
were
pinky
fucking aura
like?
farming, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like the whole Lei Hang and fucking Zilu bit was just them aura farming each other, and honestly, I'm fucking here for it, dude. That shit was awesome. They were just mugging each other while we watched. We didn't do anything. We were just watching it go
it was
down.
so based. It was so based. I love the entire cutscene. It was so based.
It's so cool. It's such cool.
like even up until Lei Heng's last moments, he was like aura farming still until he got like his head blown off, like smoking the cigar before he like dies.
Forget nihilism and fucking hopes and dreams, dude. Canto 8 is just full of aura farming and hyper moments. That's just that's what it comes to.
Fucking, you know that one meme of like it's the robot talking to like a human, and it's like, oh yeah, y'all got any of this? It's like, y'all got any compelling storytelling about nihilism? We got hype modes and aura.
Aura and hype moments. Speaking of, I
Literally,
made
yeah.
this. I'm gonna post
Oh
this
my
in the
god,
chat
you're
'cause I
right,
made this.
T-Char. They're sleeper agents.
They are sleeper agents. We are the pinky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post this meme I made fucking morning for a friend about the Goat GQ.
Oh,
let
we
me
got a
see
few
it.
donations. Just SMP Lee. I find the fact that Honglu's Canto was about recovering his emotions beautiful. Honglu's Awakened Land of Illusion was a mix of releasing all those unshed tears and allowing himself to finally live in the moment alongside everyone else. Thank you for the $2. Yeah, I think that was really beautiful. I think
It was
that was
very
like really
nice.
beautiful. Though I think we're saving that for when we discuss Honglu.
Yeah.
I will save my thoughts for then.
Yeah.
And then we have
By the way, here's the
We
meme
have
that
$2.
he shared in chat with us just now.
Wonderful.
That's me, Shaba. You what does Hongwan need?
we have another donation.
Peak.
We have $2.01 from Coffee, Lower Nerd. Some people are saying he can't be a color because he's in a syndicate, but it took Argalia assaulting several associations and having 10 distortions to get fired from being a fixer. Hong Chu, by comparison, is doing nothing wrong.
That's
It's an
actually
actor.
true, though.
Yeah. It took a lot of things.
I think it's just because the association doesn't want to let go of like any control or like any contact with such a powerful individual. So they just like kind of
Absolutely.
tolerate them doing stuff until it gets too much.
Mm-hmm.
While we're still on the ballpark of like talking about the antagonists and enemies, I know they didn't show up, but can we at least talk a little bit about the thematics of the battle pass abnormalities? Because I think the thematics they represent within the Canto are very interesting.
Yes.
Make a good
Really?
point.
Yeah, can we talk about why the fuck so that no one will cry is in the battle pass? What the
That's
fuck
my
is his
goat,
bitch
that's
ass
why.
doing
Are you
here?
gonna-
He's
Are
my
you
fucking
kidding?
goat. That's
He's
why
my
there.
goat too, but also, Robin, are you kidding me? Are we looking at the same Canto? There's talismans literally everywhere. I don't think there's.
But okay, fair enough. But it's still hilarious that he jumped from Canto 4 all the way to Canto 8. My fucking goat, so that no one will cry. I love the abnormality.
You know, you actually, that brings up a good point about the abnormalities. I didn't even realize that we didn't even encounter any fucking abnormality mini bosses
I mean,
in this
that
content.
makes
Yeah,
sense that there was no Lob Corp festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit bummed out that Abno egg that the Ncorp guys brought in really amount to anything in the end. But like, I can't even pretend to be mad because again, I'm so surprised how well this Canto fed us in terms of creature size. Because out of all the Cantos I expected to do that in, I did not expect this one.
You know,
Like,
I'm
I
actually
thought-
gonna. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was actually gonna make like a shit post because remember that, right? They presented that abnormality egg, you know, to the elders for the exam. You know what the egg would have been?
Centipede Apostle.
It would have been so funny if it was the false apple.
Oh.
That'd be so mean.
Very funny.
I thought that was going to be Centipede Apostle, and that was going to be the Battle Pass one. I was like, oh, okay, they're going to pull in the Battle Pass. No, it's... Abdo was chilling. How the fuck they even kill it? They was just vibing with it.
It's gonna be Yuri.
Fury.
That
Yeah,
would actually be
but-
that would be so mean if they just brought in the golden apple.
Yeah. That would have been very good. I am curious to what that means for Railway because honestly, if they're willing to do Abno 5 refreshes, that would be kind of cool. But I don't know how the community at large would react to that. Because I think No One Will Cry is a serviceable fight that is already... A lot of the earlier fights already show a lot of the range. And I think it will be good
be
for a
an
lot of
aberration.
abnormalities. No, it's not an aberration. I mean, it could maybe be, but that'd be weird. But it's not a
I have
possibility.
a feeling that there's gonna be like something in the intervallo that they're gonna use
yeah.
instead.
To be fair, right, to add to this, it's not a requirement that Railway needs to have the Battle Pass abnormalities. That's actually just a recent thing from Railway
Sick.
4 and 5. Because
Yeah.
3, we didn't have that. We had Gossipium, we had Ambling Pearl, and the Art of Blossom Moth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, wait.
correction.
Eh?
They always did have the minus Railway 1. They always did have the Battle Pass abnormalities because except that the new abnormalities were always new abnormalities. For instance, I think the only exceptions are Brazen Bull. I think the only exception is Brazen Bull.
Okay.
Raisin Bull is just a funny little guy, though. He just gets to show up twice for no reason.
He's got that
And then
dog.
just
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
He's
Love
a
that
special
guy.
He doesn't even
guy.
want to fight, bro. He just wants to run away.
Yeah, but
He just wants to run away.
But by the way, another great question I see chat bring up. What about Hanafuna and the Alan guy after the evaluation? It's kind of really cool that they showed up. I'm just sad that they did like literally nothing, to be honest. Though.
I think it's gonna be reserved for an intervallo because because if you think about it, if Hanafuda and Alan are there, you know, one is from a fixer office and the other is from a syndicate. I have a feeling that Jiachu might have recruited them already to the Pinky.
kind of like the idea that they were brought there just as gift, like as a they're only. What is my purpose? You're here to fucking make me pass the exam. Now fuck off. Right? Like,
By the
I mean,
way,
that literally is why he brought them, though.
Yeah, literally.
but by the
But
way, by the way, we have more donations. A $10 one from Erase Codex. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think that the Pinky is inspired by a secret society as their organized crime inspiration. Could very well be the case.
Basically confirmed.
Yeah.
Basically confirmed.
Oh wait, I did actually miss some other one. Hold on, what was the last one we read out? There's like a few more now.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Did we read out a good donation from Just Simply, or who read the donations last time?
Okay.
that was
I
Mulberry.
did. The last donation we read was from Coffee Lore Nerd. It's the $2 1 cent one.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Moses.
Then
Ray,
yeah,
so-
Moses with $2.50. Imagine how awkward it must have been while Lei, Heng, and Wei were waiting for us. Like, no, they were just like standing around. Like, Wei was probably injured. Lei, Heng was just fucking sitting there.
Zilo too. Zilo's there too. She was also
Yeah.
like just waiting around.
Yeah. Then also
Tell it,
GX Slime with $5 once again. So cause I'm curious what y'all's opinions about Shah Ishmael identity update story in terms of lore, like Hong Lu and the future identities.
Oh god.
No, save that for the end.
God.
That is
Save
a
that for
whole
the end.
other kind of words. Yeah, save that for
I
the
have
end.
not actually seen the update story.
Not even
I
me.
am
No.
aware.
I
They
haven't
have the
either. I need to
Is-
read it.
If you donate $100, Wellletter will pull Ishmael live on stream and read the update story.
I'm not spending my fucking lunacy. The Arcanite collab is coming
But
up
it's
in a
for
few
charity.
months.
You know
It's
what?
for charity, coward.
Wellletter.
For charity.
What is for charity?
Why do you wish to hurt me like
this?
this?
Guys, let's.
Oh.
Yeah.
For charity.
You know fucking what? I've been saving as a mostly free to pay. The only thing I've ever paid for was the Chapter 7 Battle Pass. I've been saving since the Arknights announcement. If you guys donate $100 within this stream, I will pull for Gia Ishmael.
Let's go.
Oh.
All right, guys, you hear it. $200 and you see 2 pulls. Isn't that amazing?
Were there ever three?
Incredible.
You have to specifically specify it's for me to pull, by the way.
Yep, you have to specify it.
Yeah. You
that
have to. You have to pull on the Mulberry banner. Yeah, there's like the Velvator banner, the Mulberry banner.
They're separate.
Yes,
They're
they
not
have
the
to
same
be
banner.
separate.
Yeah, it's a separate banner.
Which you probably kept
Yeah,
some way to
sorry,
keep track
well,
of
then,
the
but
amounts,
they have
though,
separate
just
pity.
on screen.
No, even if you don't have the, even if
It's
you don't
just
have the
counting to
progress
100.
bar, right? It's gonna be. I mean,
That is
we
true.
will announce. We will announce if anyone donated.
Can it be crowdfunded? You know what? Sure, as long as it's donated during this stream.
There you go.
Anyway, going back to abnormalities again. So the No One Will Cry is still a very
Of course.
interesting choice because because every pass has had a team. Everyone knows this, right? Like every pass has had a team with the abnormalities it shows, even if it's not that deep. If you need an example, well, the abnormality shows it for the Canto anyway. It gets messy when you consider that sometimes there's no abnos in a Canto, so you have to use the battle pass. But I think it's very intentional. The abnos they choose are very intentionally done. So let me just go
Absolutely.
over them. Canto 1, every abnormality has something to do with rod or entropy. Doomsday Count is kind of a outlier in this regard, but it's obviously about prolonging or delaying an inevitable end at Doomsday. And then Golden Apple and Ebony Queen are more self-explanatory. Canto 2, my favorite selection of Abnos, mainly because they all have the theme of facades. They all put up a friendly and colorful front to hide the beast they are within, which is, exactly what Rodian is.
We also
Yeah,
don't fight.
yeah.
We don't fight any of them directly.
Also true.
We don't fight Pink Shoes directly. We only fight its victims. We don't fight. You will become strong. We only become the people who used its tool. We don't
Yeah,
fight
you
Baba
speed
Yaga.
run.
We fight the miners, the frozen
That's
miners.
also
and
very
frozen maidens.
interesting. There's no direct confrontation with any of them. That's very thematic.
True,
I didn't
I
realize
never
that,
thought about that actually. That's
yeah.
a very good
That's it.
point. Yo, chat.
That's another W for Canto 2, baby. Let's go. W for Canto 2, baby.
Yeah. Yo, chat. I hope you're enjoying this Canto 2 discussion stream, chat.
Alright, guys. Welcome back to the Canto
now,
2
Canto-
live discussion.
Canto is like an onion cause it has layers.
True. Canto 3, admittedly, this is the one I get a little lost on. I think the major team is Instincts because every Abno there is pretty animalistic in some manner. I could be wrong though,
there's
and I'm
also-
not. Go ahead.
There's also the implied nothing there aberration.
It's not an
Either
aberration.
aberration or the actual thing, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't think we really know. Whatever it is, the feelings of mimicry
feelings
of
of
humans.
I suppose there is that kind of idea being put across. It's just like the other two Abnos that are present there, kind of are the opposite way though, because the other two are degrading into actual beasts. So it's interesting. But then again, it's hard to say. And then,
of course, Tiki sang the goat getting all abnormalities.
actually true though.
Their season.
Yeah, they're the seasons, and also they're water. It took me so long to realize because you have Drifting Fog, you have Fairy Gentleman, and then you have Brazen Bowl, Tearful, which are all related to liquids in a very obvious way. But then you have So No One Will Cry, and you're like, what the piss are you? And then you read the name.
And then Shock Centipede's being drowned as well.
Yeah, so I forgot Shock Centipede is there. There's so many Abnos in Canto 4.
He has all the goated ones, man.
Yeah, there's
That's
like
my boy.
a fuck ton of Abnos in Canto 4 for some ungodly reason, and one of them
really
jumped
W'd it.
ship to like Canto 8. I still don't understand how, but like yeah.
Yeah, he just did it.
Someone
He
said-
just
Jelly
goaded like
just
that.
said, check your donors.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean,
It's
check your
an aura.
donos? Who wants to read this
Allergy
out?
jelly.
Go ahead.
Allergy jelly. Who do you want to do this?
Who do
Allergy
you want
jelly,
who do you want to
$100.
see do their pulse?
Goodbye,
Yeah,
Arknight's money.
who's
Someone for
calling?
Zetrian Ishmael. Subscribe to Allergy Jelly on YouTube.
Very true.
go.
Allergy Jenny makes
Thank
awesome
you,
content.
Jelly.
Check them
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Did Allergy
Yes,
Jenny
Allergy
donate on?
Jelly.
Yep,
Oh,
she
good.
did.
Alright, it is time to pull.
Let's go.
Oh,
She-
who's pulling though?
Yeah, who's
Is it
pulling
me
though?
or Mole?
Allergy
Right.
Jelly, me or Mole?
Baby.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
Allergy
who you
jelly.
deciding? This is we're being edged right now on who's gonna lose their one
Who
focus
are
fund.
you? Who's losing their funds, baby?
Please let it not be me. I'm trying to say for
Well,
non-best
Vader,
collab.
well, Vader, well, Vader, well, Vader, well, Vader.
I'm not anymore.
Mole seems to be clutching funds more.
Okay, let me open up Steam. Let me open up Steam and I'll start live streaming it. So
Oh,
later you
boy,
can show me live stream.
Yeah, I need to see
While
how
we
the
set
fuck I
up
can
the
show
game,
that.
I wanted to say that the BP egos generally relate to the focus sinner. But in the case
Yeah.
of Season 1, think that all the egos share the general idea of falsehood.
Hey,
Very true, actually.
I don't know if I agree
Apple
with that completely,
abnormality.
Why
but
not?
well, I just feel like all the other. Obviously, there could be some overlaps in teams, but I don't feel like Scorch Girl is particularly deceitful. But then again, Scorch Girl is just weird being there. To be frank,
Scorch Girl's the
I
outlier.
love
I don't think she's
Scorch
gonna
Girl.
do
This
She's
that.
here
Scorch
because
Girl is
she's
just
secret.
ASMR material.
Because
I
That's
low-key
fine.
forgot
Right.
Scorch Girl was in that BP.
I feel like this was
I
in the
love
era
her.
like beginning
I love her.
albums where they didn't really have the kind of like
Oh, by the way,
what they were doing. So yeah,
I'd like you guys to know that Don Quixote was the one into Limbus this time around.
you were
Yeah.
cutting
I
out a
haven't
You
little.
were
gotten
cutting
any of
out
the scenarios,
pretty
like,
heavily
falling
just
down.
then.
Yeah.
You were cutting out.
you
Could
won't
you
repeat what
repeat?
you said. No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, she's fixing her mic.
Okie
yeah.
dokie.
Okay, to specify a little better. The ones that we got Cantos for: Sinclair, Rodian, and Gregor.
I mean,
Scorch Girl is in wait. Scorch Girl is the first abnormality in every game. What?
he is.
What?
Well, not the first app,
Yeah.
no, but she's in every game, and usually very early on, because, unironically, I think Ji-hoon really likes her.
I mean, true. I just think Scorch Girl in terms of lore for like Limbus is definitely an outlier.
This
because
is
I feel like they
Mulberry
didn't
I'm
have it
cutting
ready.
out because I'm loading up Limbus.
Oh, okay, that's
fair
fair
enough.
enough. Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah. My internet shits itself when I fucking load Limbus. It's like, please get off the game. You're been so long. No, I want to gamble. Let me in.
Oh, we need to gamble live on stream. You don't understand. We need to gamble.
This optimization is getting a little concerning. Let's see how it keeps up.
Oh, dude, someone in the chat just said
God.
Scorch Girl represents my phone trying to run Limbus company. Can I just say, I do not envy
This
the
is why
mobile
you
gamers.
run it on your PC.
Yeah, I do not
I
envy
always-
you mobile
yeah.
gamers because I've heard the amount of people who tell me they like doing the final fights of a Canto and they crash at the end. I would crash out more like it. Like me,
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
crashed
yeah.
at the end.
Wait, going back to the Cantos, I'm gonna try to speed up the coming up over
I think
this
we're
because this is
Canto 5 now.
yeah, Canto 5. Obviously obsession. Like obviously all Amnos are obsessed with their core concept to a degree, but these Amnos in particular have objects that are part of their obsession and is
Yeah.
obsession itself is part
Blind
of their identity.
obsession.
Yeah, blind obsession is particularly.
Like a
yeah.
blind obsession.
Yeah, blind obsession. It would almost be perfectly CT, but then Skin Prophet just comes in like an awkward third wheel. I don't know who
I
invited
was going
bro.
to say Art of Blossom Moth is more of an outlier than Skin Prophet, no?
It's good.
No.
Blossom Mob was
You
not
also
on the.
have to attack
on the
those
Canto.
objects of obsession gameplay-wise.
Yeah.
Moth
true.
wasn't in Canto.
Also, yeah, Moth
Yeah.
wasn't in any of the Cantos.
Just Railway.
It was just Railway.
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
okay.
but-
I
But yeah, speeding it up a little bit, because otherwise we're gonna talk about the other Cantos for like ages.
Okay, Canto 6. All the Amnos are bound in some manner, either by their role or literally bound by binds or being bound down by all the wires in like
plug
your
in their
ship's
ass.
case. Plug in their ass,
Yeah.
exactly.
And in
think
Canto
of it-
6, Merciled uses Chain of Elders to defeat.
True.
Also true, but I also would say it's a metaphorical sense because in many ways Heathcliff was bound very tightly to the history in the manor. And in some ways he still is a little bit. But that's another discussion.
But by the way, I just want to read out a donation real quick from Cole6547. Now Wellwaiter
Whoa,
pull
be right
a
back.
$100 fucking dollars as well.
Let's go equality.
Okay, let me set up Limbus Company. Hopefully, it doesn't catch the audio of like the beginning mini song, because otherwise I'm gonna shit bricks. But yeah, let me
make
load
sure
up
you
Limbus
get the
Company.
game.
Let me
Wait, we don't care. It's not monetized.
Oh right. Oh wait, there's trigger
Yeah.
warnings now. What the heck? Damn, I didn't
It's
notice
just,
trigger
that.
like,
warnings
yeah,
now.
it's just a reflex at this point. Oh my god, we're gonna get demonetized by
No,
We're
exactly.
gonna get the monetized.
Wait, like-
million.
So I hope my internet isn't shitting bricks right now, because you know, starting up Limbus Company, God forbid.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, continuing, and then
I will
Canto
pull
7.
for Jam
I'm-
Ale for another $.
Ooh. Sun shower. 100 pulls.
shower.
$100.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
man.
Okay, this is the power of gambling, I guess. Anyway,
Thank God I gambled already.
and then Canto 7. Go ahead.
I'll gamble after you're done with your speech, just so you know.
Okay. And then Canto 7, I will admit this is another one where I'm not completely confident. However, at least visually, all of them are related to
God
and
damn
PM
it,
peers.
portfolio. Kathy!
He's talking. He's talking.
Oh my god. Who's here? Mulberry is back!
Mulberry's
Hooray!
back.
Oh.
Yippee.
Hello, Mulberry.
Hooray! Anyway, as I was saying, all the Canto 7 ones are related to thorns and spikes and all that. They all have a way of being pierced or piercing others. And then finally, to Canto 8, to finally bring this back to a relevant discussion. Arrow King. Why is saying Arrow King? What's happened?
Our king.
What about the king?
When after Wellvader pulls, I can start pulling.
Yeah, I just have Limbus open in the back, just so you know. That you might have seen that.
Let
chat.
the man speak. I'm curious.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
finally get to the point of this whole speech. This was not supposed to take this long. Okay, Canto 8, as far as I can tell, all of the abnos are related to suffering in some way or manner, and it being self-inflicted and willingly so. I don't know if there's a more concise way to describe that, but as so no one will cry seems to take the world's curses for itself. Centipede Apostle, willingly seems to just make itself miserable with its religion out of like just sheer fate and just following it blindly. And then we have the dragon. I guess in some other ways it could also be about fate. That's another way to look at them. They're definitely all thematically very similar to each other. And I think it goes back to what the themes of the Canto were about. And then you have the giant dragon, Jian Long, was it? I'm not gonna pretend I completely understand the whole idea behind it, but it seems to, if you look at the corrosion text for both of the, for both Sinclair and Honglu, when the dragon itself speaks, it seems to believe that it deserves whatever punishment it got. That it does not deserve to fly, it does not deserve to see the heavens, and that in accepting this, it desires to bring down others with it back to the earth. That's what I've been able to read from reading into it, and I think in many ways, all those themes really connect back to the Canto in many ways.
I see. Very fast. I
just
never
looked
thought
in for
about it
hype
that way.
moments and aura, to be
Not
honest
even
with you.
me.
But
Yeah,
yours is pretty good.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, he is
about
very.
this Canto, in all the Cantos, like it never.
Well, anyway, since we have discussed that now, should we go ahead and gamble? Because I do have a Limbus company open up right here.
Yeah.
Elaborate
Yeah, we
on
both
there.
have
But
it.
we need to gamble. Gamble.
Who first? Who first?
I guess I could go first because I have the game open right here. Hold on, let me stream on Discord
Yeah,
for
I
y'all.
also have it
My
open.
fucking
No, I'm watching the
PC
stream.
is going to cry. No, it's like it just latency on like YouTube. Anyway,
Oh,
hey
okay,
chat,
right.
it's so I did gamble like once though. I did gamble like I could do another
Or
single.
did the
poll.
single daily pool. That's
The
crazy.
single-
Wait,
I'm gonna do
you
another.
haven't paid lunacy.
Yeah, I've paid lunacy because I bought the battle pass, obviously.
Yeah, the battle
Yeah,
pass.
but you,
Do you have
but you would
extra?
have more.
Yeah, I have extra.
Yeah, you have,
Yeah,
you have
of course
extra.
I have
You
extra.
should have
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah,
No,
if
extra.
you can get 2 battle passes for the price of like $15
Yeah.
if you go through the first time lunacy buy.
Yeah, I bought this one for the first time, so I got 2,000 actually, and it's like just like a 1 USD more expensive, but you get like 700 extra. It's like such a
I
good
am an
deal.
idiot.
You are.
It's worth it. It's really worth it.
Anyway, but before
worry,
we
for
pull,
Polo, next battle pass,
before we
you'll get it.
pull, I would like to say I've been saving all of this shit since like the announcement of the fucking Arknights collaboration. By the way,
Oh.
this is like
Yeah,
directly
that's
going
more.
into my funds, and I've been saving for like
I have
months
more.
now. You have more,
I
dear
have
God.
more.
Okay, before we start
Yes, we'll
the
show.
gambling in earnest, I just want to highlight this comment by Conway Quest, who put it in much more eloquent terms. What I was trying to say. For Canto 8, the theme for between all the items is self-loading, ascended to horrible suffering for no reason beyond it's what we do, which I think is very apt.
There you go.
Thank you for putting it into words.
Self-loathing.
So,
Okay.
so anyway, for the gamble, the objective is just to get like her, right? Like that's what we want
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay then.
We want Ishmael.
Okay
We
then,
want
chat.
Ishmael.
Chat, are you
want
ready?
Ishmael.
Are you ready? Can we get some prayer
Everyone's ready.
emojis?
Dancing in chat.
We want Ishmael. We want. Come on,
want
chat.
Ishmael.
want Ishmael.
We want Ishmael. We want Ishmael. Ooh,
Oh, god damn it.
First temple. First temple.
No way.
No, let's see. Let's see.
No,
Come
no.
on, come on.
No.
The setup beat.
Let's fucking go! I'm so fucking goaded. The well-made blessing strikes you once again. The
Oh
well,
my
I'm
god.
fucked.
yeah.
I'm
Mulberry, you're screwed. You're fucked. You're fucked, Mulberry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
It's
you
over.
still have your
Okay.
Arknight funds.
Let's
yeah.
fucking go. Fuck
That's
you,
fine.
Mariachi
Way.
Sinclair. I fucking hate you.
I can't stop winning.
I can't stop
stop
winning.
winning.
Ooh, Enkefalin. There we go.
Also, before we go to Mo's stream, can we just do the uptime story real quick, just so everyone can see
Yeah.
it?
You want to go to it right now? Like right
Yeah,
now?
it's
This
very
instant?
important.
We can also do
Why
a
not?
live stream.
But my
Yeah,
Limbus
we want-
company is
we do-
actually shitting bricks. It took a bit
Okay,
to load
okay,
the
let's
sinners.
do it on Mulberries. Let's do it on Mulberries. Do it on
On
Mulberries.
Mulberries?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if she has a better
Yeah,
PC.
stream within a stream.
Give me a second. Let me stop
Um,
Limbus company. There you go. We're back.
I fold that bitch.
Let me
Yeah.
share my screen. I'll let you know when you should share with the.
Okay. Yeah, share with the class.
Oh fuck! Wait, it's going to double the audio if I share. I can't share audio because it's going to double the Discord
No,
audio.
I could just. Oh yeah, right. I was about to say I could mute it, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to share Limbus. Okay.
Okay, let me
let's see.
try to see if I can capture that as well. Give me a second.
Yeah, you can. It's open the Discord page in another, in the bottom right, next to the full screen, there is opening a new window.
What? Where? What?
So when you view the screen, like what for Paul is saying, it's
Oh wait,
the-
is it pop
Lock
out? Is that
pop
what you
out.
mean? Pop out.
Yeah,
Okay.
pop out.
Yes, so it's easier to swing
Okay,
on that.
I'm viewing it. Let me go to application audio capture, browser, no display capture,
Do I
image.
sound okay?
Display.
Should I go for
Do I
display
still sound
capture?
okay?
No,
Hold
do
on.
not do display.
No,
Okay.
displays
Do not do
the
display,
whole
do not do
screen.
display.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all
do not
screen.
do
I
display.
figured.
I've done that one before on accident. It is
Fucking
appalling.
game capture and then try to do Discord.
No,
Yeah.
window capture, and
Window
then capture the
capture,
pop-out
yeah,
screen.
Window capture. Where's that?
Guys, do I sound okay?
It's
I'm
in the
making
main.
You do
sure
sound
I'm
okay.
No, you're good, Mulberry. You're fine.
Hold
Okay,
on, there's
good.
there's
Also,
no.
while Weatherda does this, by the way, more donations. I'll read them out while Weatherda tries to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Ahem. Coffee burn enjoyer. Damn, a lot of coffees today. $7. Thank you. Scorched Girl represents that she was able to leave the library and return to the city to get a job at Limbus, and the sinners with her ego are the first person she found to give them because of her company contract. Interesting headcanon there. I don't really know about that one, but you know what?
Child labor.
Child labor. And then we have another one from GX Slimeroo. I'm so sorry, Welveter. I just wanted to know y'all's opinion of J. Ishmael. Sad face. $1. Thank you.
Fair
Just
enough.
You want to know my
Gambling.
opinion? I fucking love her. I don't care what anyone says about balance,
I-
whatever bullshit. I love her.
I don't like her.
Okay, so
Honestly,
hold on.
I just like the outfit in general. I think
For Polo, I'm sorry, I do need a little bit of help here.
Yes?
Sorry.
Yes?
I'm gonna stream
Tell
on
me, tell me.
Discord for you.
Yeah?
What the fuck do I need to do?
But go to sources plus, and you add a window
Yeah, yeah.
capture.
Window capture.
Yes, then you selected the window of the Discord screen.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm fucking stupid. Oh, that is the entire thing. Hold on, not yet.
Oh my god, don't show that, don't show that, don't show
Wrong
that.
Discord.
Don't show the entire thing. Don't show
That's
the
the
entire
wrong Discord. There are
Jesus
two
Christ.
Discords.
thing. I'm sorry.
Christ, okay.
OBS, you fucking moron. Oh god. Okay, hold
it's
on.
okay. The
Cancel.
scuff is just it's just a G
Properties,
reference.
He
Discord.
does fucking dogs APR.
I'm sorry.
All right, guys. Great start to the month. Great start. See you all next year.
Yeah, okay, hold on. It should be. I'm still streaming
No.
myself. Hold on.
Mean
I'm
Tika.
fucking stupid.
Mean Tika.
Bro,
Oh, my
my
lord.
streamer is fucking
Brother,
stupid. My
There are
streamer is
two
fucking
Discords.
stupid.
There are two Discords.
Look,
Select the other-
okay.
Oh,
I have
fine.
it here. I have it here,
Okay.
fine.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it, I
You
got it,
got
I
it,
got
you
it.
got
So much delay.
I don't fucking care. My streamer is
I don't
fucking stupid.
care.
Wilted rose emoji.
I don't care. Okay, here.
Okay.
Here's my
Holy shit, you're fucking yoked.
I
Jesus
didn't even pull him
H.
over. I
Christ.
need you guys to know that.
Wow, and
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
Yeah,
spending,
she
like,
did
10,000
say.
was a lot.
Yeah, she wasn't kidding.
No, but like
I
Wolford
do
said
not
the
have
same thing,
any
and
of
his
this
ass is broke. So I was just like expecting,
Listen, these
Right.
are limited. I can get the Walpurgis during Walpurgis. The Arcanites are truly limited. Okay.
My stream. Everyone is saying my streamer is washed. My girl is stacked. There you go.
What? What the hell,
All right,
chat?
boys, let's start.
The duality.
Alright,
Well,
GGs.
a very
GGs.
swift 3 frames per second pulling animation.
You know what? It's worth it.
What is that? Oh my god, it's so fucking laggy.
It's a
This
powerful
is all he wanted.
representation.
They paid for this. They paid
Nimbus
for
company
this.
on the Nintendo Switch too, holy shit.
It's me, Dante from Limbus. Oh
Wait,
shit!
what?
Oh,
No way.
no,
No way, you got it. No way.
Oh my
She got two of them, she got two of them.
God.
Holy shit, holy shit.
No!
Let's go,
Two,
let's
three
go.
stars. Two,
Left
3
or
stars for
right?
2 flames.
Left to right.
It's crashing.
Right.
Oh my god. Do the right one, do the right one.
Come on, come on, come on.
Ding dang on.
Oh,
We go one more. We go one more. We go one more.
Come on, come on. Come on.
Lucky goes
Why
in
did it
and
have to
out.
be Ting Tang
Oh,
Hong?
thank God we're sold.
Continue, continue.
It's Jover.
Continue. Run it back.
It's
I
Jover.
love how unironically this is running at 2 frames per second. This is so
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my God.
hilarious.
Another
Can you
one!
stop being so
This is so
We're sold.
What's he? Get out of here! It's not your fault!
How the
It's
fuck
not
do you
your
keep pulling
fault.
Mersault?
Yo, I love this new Mersault banner. It's fucking awesome.
Guys, everyone was asking about a fucking Mersault
my
ID,
God.
guys. It's here, bro. What do you mean? The
Finally,
Mersault ID
yeah.
isn't going anywhere. Oh, no.
Finally.
Oh,
They
Okay,
listened to us.
no.
well, Bader, by the way, I think we're gonna have to go to your stream to do the update story. 'cause
Yeah,
this is not
I was
gonna work.
about to say,
Yeah,
this is running like dog shit. What the fuck is this?
Oh, no. I'm so sad watching
Is
this.
this phone or
Oh,
PC?
why did this happen to
Oh
Walvader,
my
bro?
God,
I would've
my
rather
heart
that
is
than Walvader, bro.
breaking.
What happened to
No, it's
Mulberry?
Discord, I think. It's for the Discord.
Yeah, I think what's making it funnier
Oh.
is that this
Oh,
is like
wait,
2
wait,
frames per
oh.
second. No,
Wait.
that's an ego. That's a fucking ego. Is that Torgalcha? Torgalcha.
Torgalcha! GG!
Be back on the bike on day!
That's peak.
Yo, but I was gonna say,
It's the, I
I-
love Toracalgia, Faust.
yeah,
I love it. I love
was
it.
gonna say, I think this
Yeah.
being 2 frames per second just makes it even fucking funnier, honestly,
Funny.
with how horrible your luck has been so far.
Okay,
I literally
let's
don't even
make
care
a
about
deal.
the 2 frames.
Let's make a deal. In the worst case, they can pity it.
So true, so true.
That's so good. Yeah, that's so nice.
So true.
Are we
Worst
gonna
case.
have to go to
No way.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no!
Okay, to do
I am
six
so
Distortion
sorry,
luck,
Mo.
100 balls.
We have 60 more tickets.
Oh my
Come
god. Okay,
Come on,
go.
man. Come on, Kim Ji-hoon. Why couldn't this happen to Welvader, bro? Why did it have to happen to Mulberry, dude?
Why do you want to curse me? What the fuck?
I don't know, because it feels worse when it's watching it happen to Mulberry. It feels so
Actually.
Mulberry, I'm gonna buy you some lunacy packets after this.
They spared for so long.
We're hidden pity with this one, chat. We're hidden pity
No.
with this one.
With this one.
We hitting pity with this
No.
one fire
Don't
emoji.
Don't despair, Mulberry. This is all just future shards. This is a shard investment.
Yeah, you can shout whatever you want.
Yeah, this is for shards. This is for
Yeah,
shards, so
yeah.
we can finally get the.
Is this 100? Okay, this is the 140th one. This has to be the 140th one.
This is this is around.
Okay,
Oh my
okay.
god.
Oh,
my God, please.
I know it,
Oh,
160th. Oh no.
Fine, don't worry about it.
One
Laser
more.
ball.
Bro, I'm just shell shocked.
Pull.
Who's playing the sad trumpet?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm
Please
so
spare
proud.
Allergy,
Oh my
Jenny,
God.
what have you done? This is
Actually,
your
people
fucking
actually-
fault.
People actually reach pity on this one. Holy shit.
Two fucking egos. Two egos.
it's an
No
ego.
way.
Ego.
Two fucking
They're
egos.
both egos. Fun.
Two
You're kidding.
This is so ass, bro. This
Okay,
is
wait,
so
wait,
ass,
wait,
bro.
wait, wait. I have an idea. If you pull two of the same ego, it's over.
Nah,
You
that
literally
doesn't
can't
happen.
do that. That is impossible.
Does he
It can't
know?
happen.
Yeah. Well, the same ego.
It was for charity.
Let's
Left or
see.
right.
Let-
It's for charity. I don't
let-
care.
Let's do left. Let's do left.
Left.
Yeah, left.
Left, okay.
Why are we
Okay,
even?
let's
Oh.
see. Ooh.
Is this? Ooh!
Oh,
I
I see.
Hey, it's a valid. Yeah.
Very good.
Indicative
There's a
Indicative
trial.
trial.
That's nice.
All things
Yeah.
considered, it's not going that bad.
That's season 5 too, by the way. So you got a season 5 one. That's not bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
Free
Ooh.
fucking
Contempt.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Contempt.
Damn, Contempt auto. That's good awesome.
Double war.
Remember, guys, it's definitely worth the 180 pulls.
yeah, definitely.
So true,
Holy
so
shit.
true.
It's so worth it. Let me check out
Wait,
what's wrong.
20
Oh
more
my
pulls for
God.
pity.
Watch her get it. Watch her get it now. I fucking know. I
Oh
know.
no, he gets it now.
No,
That has to be
I know.
another. That has to be another ego. That has to be another ego.
No,
No, it's not. Oh no.
no.
It's Garber Otis. I saw it for like a single frame. That was barbarous.
I'm so sorry.
Singular frame.
This is
Don't
like
tell me it's another fucking ego. It's another ego.
Oh my god, I'm being tortured. This is such a torture for me as well.
Fell
Oh,
with
shit.
sweep.
Barber.
It's so fucking ass,
Oh
bro.
my god.
Goat Goobo! I love Goobo!
Oh my god.
dude,
No,
Oh,
I got
A link.
This is so. Hey guys, remember when we were doing a discussion?
Guys.
Yeah.
Guys, can you please donate another $100?
Okay,
Just-
there you
just-
go. Yay! You get
We're
it!
gonna claim 200 for Mulberry, guys, because that's.
Yeah, just go for pity at this point.
Jamail.
Just go for pity.
That was a
I'm-
Hey, you could get an announcer though. You could get an announcer. Oh.
You get an announcer.
That is
It's actually
so
not that laggy. Wait, it's
ass.
not laggy on the thing. It's actually pretty decent. So I
Yeah,
think
mine is not laggy here. Goddamn.
Oh, F's in the chat for
Wow.
me, babe.
I am so.
I'll do
Daily
a single
pool.
for you guys.
Daily,
She's addicted.
imagine you get her
Daily
now.
pool.
Imagine you get her from this single pool.
addicted.
No,
Okay.
Hi, Cliff. Thank you
Hi,
for making. Thank you for you. Fight.
No, don't crash, don't
Hi,
crash.
Heathcliff.
Oh, crash, please, please, please.
Alright.
Okay, I shall now turn that off. I think, cause like, wow.
Donation
Hey,
from Riku Slime Fox, $5. This is so sad. A mulberry sacrifice would be remembered.
Yeah, the great
This was all
mulberry
ironically.
sacrifice.
This
you
was
know
the
what,
best pulling session I've seen ever.
You know what? I have like
you guys
3,000
feel bad for me.
lunacy.
Donate
If you
more money
donate
to charity, come on.
$100 just now, I'm gonna pull as well.
No, I just
You're
I just
kidding.
deleted the thing. No, I'm gonna have to bring up the thing again. Ah.
But no one is gonna
Oh
donate
my
$100 right now. No one is gonna do it.
I
Well, guys,
pray not,
you
because that
heard it
was
here
annoying to
first.
set up. Why are
Propello
you
had
Kimchi
just
Hood again?
said-
What the? Turn back. Why are you Kimchi Hood again? What the fuck?
I'm not Kinju, what are you talking about? Have you...
Look at the fucking stream, you nerd.
No, no.
Yeah, we saw it. Get caught, idiot.
Guys, you've heard it here first. Propolo is calling all of you out in chat right now, saying that you will not donate $100 and force him
Yeah,
to pull
exactly. There is
the
no
new
way.
Ishmael.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
no
I have
way.
only, I have only like 3,000 lunacy spared, so I...
Exactly. There's no way he's doing it. That's crazy.
Okay.
Totally not Ahab with a $25 donation. Once again, the fault lies with Ishmael.
Why is fucking Captain Ahab in our chat?
Once again, the fault lies with Ishmael.
The fault lies
Okay.
with her.
Mo, please, Numbo, well, Bader, please get the stream up so we can get the upside story and get back to the
Alright,
discussion,
hold
please.
on. I need to fucking I need to launch Limbus Company again. God fucking forbid. Holy shit.
Hey guys, remember how we said that this was going to be 3 hours, and it's already 3 hours?
Totally 2
We
hours.
haven't even talked about Honglu yet.
Okay. To be fair, if you guys want, we can do another time where we have a part 2 of this discussion.
Why not make a part 3 as well, then?
You know
Yeah,
what? Just make a part 4 for the theme of Red Tramer. So
Fucking unironically. Hold on, let me game capture. No, that's a display capture. Don't do that. Holy shit.
Jesus
Game
Christ.
capture.
I guess
Jesus
while the
Christ,
game is
why
being
you
set
don't
up,
hit
I
the
can share my
display cap?
thoughts on the abnormalities for the BP, if that's okay.
There we go.
Watch this turn into a repo stream. Oh my fucking
There we
lord.
go.
Alright.
Here we go. We
Okay.
are. We're
Okay,
here.
Okay, the
guys.
stream is set up, but you can still share them.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Here we go again.
Okay. Right. What the fuck is this team? This thing. What fucking team is this? Okay.
bro is
What are
cooking, dude.
What are you doing?
We're gonna do the Opti Ishmael. Oh, right.
Oh,
I should,
right.
Hold on.
I
I should
can wait.
stream on Discord for you
Yeah.
guys. You know, just like fucking explode my PC while I'm at it. It doesn't want to stream.
no.
It does
Do you
not
wanna-
want to stream.
Does not want to stream. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just not loading.
I was
Just
I'm just watching through the YouTube live. I just have the sound muted. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, like
Hold on. Do you want to fucking work Discord? Oh, there we are. Here
There
we
you
go.
Oh my god.
Beautiful Ishmael.
Commonwealth with a W. Commonwealth with a W.
Nah, very well, Vader W. You know how much I fuck up Soup Claire all the time. Oh, actually,
Okay.
you guys might be in the way. Depends on, like, how
Nah,
much
we'll
of
be fine.
in the way of the text you are.
That
Oh,
could
hey,
be
it's
somewhat
one.
late lineage foes.
Why don't we wait? What if we voice act it? Let's voice act it. Let's voice act it. Who wants to
Okay,
voice
okay.
Yeah, that's why I selected.
Who wants to be
Who wants to
Okay.
be Ishmael? Who wants to be Ishmael?
I can be. I just think
Yeah,
my
I
voice
think
is too high,
Mulberry.
but I can do
Alright.
it. I can do it. If you
Too
guys want
bad.
me to.
You're Ishmael now.
Okay.
TTS
Go ahead.
Ishmael.
I want to be
Okay,
Yisang.
you guys,
GTS.
you guys are in the way. I can't read it.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
Look at
Yeah,
the stream. Look
hold
at the
on.
stream. Look at the stream.
Yeah, look at
at
the stream.
Discord.
I'm on Discord.
You're
Discord
right.
stream.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Let me put it up. Sorry. Makes you wonder why they even hold these banquets, doesn't it?
Who wants to do Yisang?
Had they come, they would have done naught but bring displeasure to you. Have you not said as such yourself?
I guess that's true.
Who wants to do the narration?
I'll do it.
Walked out of the
Oh,
banquet, whole a little deep sigh,
Okay, fine.
folding
You
her
guys
fan.
do-
Ah, sorry. Oh, you wanted to eat?
Well, let's just have Apollo do the narration for now.
All right. Or she got for attending a Dongoyan banquet for once.
No one came to the banquet but my big brother with that silly smile, huh?
Was a nearly empty party. The family hierarch and the family elders, whom she actually came to see, apparently all had some business to attend to and only left her letters and notes. And the people who were indifferent about her didn't even bother showing their faces. So essentially, there was but a single family member who was there to welcome her.
This being an inauspicious place has already been anticipated that they wouldn't hail your return with open arms. Yet, I sense that aught is certainly awry.
My head's already starting to hurt just thinking about it.
However, with all credit to your efforts, the first round may as well be complete already. Protect what you have, collect what intelligence that may be gained, and we shall be able to garner what wisdom there is to be found about the competition. Let not haste taint your wisdom.
The first round of the family hierarchy evaluation was to bring them a clue of immortality. Fortunately, after a long and grueling journey, the child was able to find for herself what she sought. Huh?
Can't believe we already managed to scoop up some of the deep place from the whale's traces. We were really in luck, huh? Jeez, I'm still thinking about I'm still shaking from what a close call that was. First time in the lakes, already devoured by the waves as soon as we sailed out.
It could not be helped. You are of the Gia family. You must have had no visit U-Corp, even once.
Yeah, I really sailing out blindly in my voyage to the Great Lake in search of the clue for immortality, but
Oh.
Huh?
Oh my. Who wants to do Carbon?
I can determine.
Okay, I should. Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh,
do Carbon.
too early for that observation, I suppose. But it's alright. Nothing to worry about.
That's not what the observer of this possibility is. Curious to learn, is it? The fact that the child has never been to the Great Lake. The fact that the child was born as a Shioni of the Gia family. They are all trivial issues. As long as there was an observer, a wishmaker. With the mere act of witnessing, and only witnessing, the world reflected on the mirror will only grow clearer. Yes, as it does now.
He
who's
who
gonna
harbors
be-
an iridescent light in the sky. Oh, he who glimmers and showers the world with the gems shine. Yet hidden it remained for long, shadow for years in his embrace. The fell omen shall return, and tears of red shall flow like a great winding river.
What a creepy song to hear as soon as we walk out into the streets. I guess that's Hongyeon for you.
What an egregious song this is. The gem of Hongyuan cannot be referring to anyone else other than young Lord Baiyu.
Well, I get how these songs can spread. He sure is a frightening foe, I can't deny that.
The song called him a fell omen, and aptly so. He's feared by every family IR candidate in the competition. At first, what they felt was envy. Envy for the gem of Hongyuan who was praised and loved by the elders. But that envy soon turned to fear when the gem began to ruthlessly wield the favor and love as his power to dominate the competition. Every move he made was a threat against two other candidates. But what the child fears is something else.
The scariest thing about him is that none of us have any idea what he's thinking behind that smiling face of his.
Yet, has he not always shown quite the pleasant degree of gentleness toward you, miss? He thought it kind to visit your banquet, after all. Were you not quite close with him in your youth?
Yeah, we used to be pretty close. I followed him around because he'd always play with me wearing that silly smile of his, but that smile just feels so... I don't know, it makes my skin crawl.
I understand, for there is aught I could presume.
Yeah, though I might just be letting my emotions get the better of me.
However, I have faith that you are not one to suspect without cause. Aught of his smile must have given you this perplexing sensation.
The child shakes her head, trying to clear her mind after sharing her concerns to her right-hand man. Analyzing other candidates was all well and good, but she decided that it would be the best for her to focus on what she was at this very moment.
I'm just worried that even that concern might be kinda premature, to be honest. We gotta focus on protecting what we have until the evaluation day.
Then let us return to Nokshuangwu.
Been a while since I got to sleep in my own room, huh?
The same night, the latter edge of High Hour. Contrary to what she said, the child cannot seem to fall asleep. Well, it's more like she wasn't thinking of going to sleep at all tonight. This was her first night back in Hongyuan. She knew that it was pretty much a guarantee that she would be getting ambushed. If she doesn't survive the ambush, even if she were to be revived later, the clue she brought would be gone. And she wasn't wrong.
Miss, Shi family snake man has released the serpents.
No place like home, huh? I would have thought they were underestimating me had tonight been completely peaceful.
Yet, strange.
Your song, this is seriously not time for one of your weird puns.
The child muttered at her right-hand man, who somehow found it appropriate to make a pun in this tense situation. But he only looked back at her in confusion, as though it was no joke at all.
I wish also that the situation indeed called for jests, yet it seems that I have neglected aught. It is not the Shi family that holds the serpent's leash.
There was a sound of several pairs of powerful legs kicking the ground, followed by the terrified screams of her clansmen. The child's expression hardened with the realization that she was under even greater danger than she had thought.
There's the rats. No, there's more?
Our clan is under attack. They must have allowed the Mao to strike them in the dark, as the rat swarm is coming to overwhelm us.
And here I was, wondering where you'd all gone instead of coming to my banquet.
Oh, is this Honglu?
You
Yeah.
want to do this, Alicia?
Who wants to do Honglu? Should I?
Go.
I'll do it.
Sure, go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's such a heartless thing to say, Ishmael. I was the only one who filled a seat at that barren banquet of yours at that one thing, wasn't I?
Big brother value? Huh. So much for trusting anyone in this stupid house. Looks like you found the hidden knack for knifing people and the back love's gone, huh?
Are you sure knack is the right word? Please, I've learned to study hard for this.
How did you even get a hold of the snake's leash? I guess that all this questioning is kind of pointless, huh?
He carries himself with the air of an enlightened person, but the child knows that it's all a charade. His laid-back attitude wasn't prudence, it was arrogance. And every word that spoke of humanity and righteousness that came out of his mouth was hollow.
I never should have let my guard down. Damned be the good memories we shared.
Ah, you're still seeking to gain understanding even in a jam like this? I'm so proud of you.
I'm a Gia. That's pretty much a given quality in us.
But wouldn't you have to survive the night first? If you wanted to put that understanding to good use. And that seems kinda untenable for you, doesn't it?
Young Lord Bayou, that's...
Enough talk. Nothing will come out of this conversation anyway. I'll prove myself by surviving tonight.
So you're not giving up? Okay, Ishmael. If that is what you want, go ahead. But I hope you've left your regrets behind.
The child prepared for battle, calming herself as the shadowy beast poured into the room. Most other candidates would have folded here out of fear. But she wasn't going down that easy. She was going to put her all into surviving tonight, as she has always done.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna regret this. But it's really not like me to back down. Not here.
The struggle against the current, surviving through these deadly painful circumstances. She was used to it all, just as she was to the smile of the man before her war.
Hot damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Carbon.
I see why people
Okay.
were freaking out about this now. God damn.
By the way, I am actually gonna apply for her. I like her lots. There we go.
I still don't like Sichun.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the apply. What do you all think about that? That was really fascinating.
Yeah.
The biggest thing I got out of this was, the biggest thing I got out of that was the don't pet the man. He's a grown man.
Don't pet the man.
I just want to caress his cheeks a little
Ooh,
bit.
while we do this, go to the theater real quick. There is a important piece of dialogue actually.
Okay, I've not read my Dante's notes. I'm sorry.
No, the identity archive.
Identity archive.
Where?
Ishmael?
Yeah. Go to dialogue. Yeah, go to her dialogue.
Okay. Dialogue of Shichu and Ishmael.
Yep.
Okay, dialogue.
I believe
Where?
it is her chatter one. Go down. I think it's her
Chatter one.
chat 3. I think it's chatter 3, is it? She takes.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
No.
No, sorry, not this one.
No.
Is it?
Chatter 1?
Yeah.
Might be lower. Is it 1 or 2?
Yeah, it's one.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Why are you guys counting?
I don't know
Also,
why they're counting.
I don't know why chat is counting. I think it's because they got bored and I wasn't supervising them, and so they decided to count. Chat, we shall end the counting here. I'm proud of the amount you counted to. I will give you 107 lemons. I'll give you 107 lemons because that is like the amount
Do
you count to
not
before
go
I
home until you finish counting all the way to 100,000.
But chat, no more
Ah,
counting. For every number above 107, I'm taking 1 lemon away.
Oh my god. You know how to control these people. You're a master of the deal.
Yeah, of course.
You
Anyway,
really
I
gotta
knew
leave
about
her
this
in.
uptight story. The most fascinating thing of this to me is kind of the confirmation that mirror worlds are in a way, and part of this choice of words because it's probably not completely accurate and I'm being very influenced by a certain other game right now, but mirror worlds are in a way a fictitious creation, or rather, they're not natural necessarily.
Yeah,
Let's fucking go, Deltarune.
there's a heavy
Sorry.
implication that they're wished up.
Yeah, they're wished
Yeah.
up, which would explain why
I
Damien is
see.
so mad about it, and would explain how this technology is necessarily unethical, because it kind of feels like we're
Yeah, I
creating world just on a whim for no other reason than to just have stronger men and women.
There is also confirmation
I
to the
see.
statement. If you go to your inventory and check the uptight modules, it also has that there. It speaks
Hold
about
on.
it.
You mean
No,
not
the
these
other one.
things.
That one.
This.
Right
Yeah, that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reptile the Optime modules developed by LCA R&D team. Forcibly insert the shimmering threads that weave the shards together, rapidly raising the Optime tier to a certain level. What those outside the mirror may not know, this devastating injection sweeps short-lived destruction through the mirror. Oh!
Yeah, so
I
we're
wonder-
creating. Go ahead.
I wonder if the case is that the mirror worlds did always exist, except now with Mephistopheles and the mirror technology we get from that, we're now adding thread to it.
I
It's like Damien's potato chip metaphor. Do you guys remember his potato chip metaphor? We have all these
Probably.
flavors of mirror worlds already, but we want more. So now we're making more flavors of chips. We're trying
Flavors
to
of
take what
chips.
we can't, what
And
doesn't
then
exist.
also, as the module says, also possibly devastating other chips that are not to our liking.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
I
destroying
see.
entire worlds.
I can get the exact fucking quote. Hang on. It's in
Yeah.
That's super
it's in Canto
fascinating.
4. Hang on.
Yeah.
But by the way, the Optime story and the gambling is kind of cool though, but we do have to get back on track with the actual discussions, I think.
Yeah, we have
we haven't
super
even
sidetracked.
talked about
Well,
Honglu
we
yet.
have a fucking mini-song to discuss, and we have Honglu himself to discuss. So I'd like to get that
Literally.
done within like 23 minutes, hopefully, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I really quickly just like say the Damien lines?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
The mirror, too, it was first created for simple enjoyment. You could compare it to a bag of chips with hundreds of flavors, for example, but then someone came up with an idea. What if there was a way to reach into that possibly infinite bag of chips and take what I don't have? What if all of us could have all the flavors that way? It wouldn't be theft, according to the rules made by adults anyway. That, in fact, is stealing from me.
From him.
Yeah, I see.
We're
That
fucked.
is actually very. We're fucked.
Yeah.
Fucked.
But yeah, this might also go to a ways to explain why the mirror can even interface with abnormalities, because it's kind of reaching into an unreality. I had to workshop my thoughts on that more. But I always
but-
was confused why the mirror can deal with abnormalities and ego in the first
Yeah.
place.
But yeah, I'd like to get back on track
Yeah,
for the
let's-
discussion.
let's get back on track.
I'm good to close this game down, alright?
Back to normal.
Good night, Honra. Hoglu. Mwah. Okay, I should now
Happy
stop
Pride
this.
Month.
Happy Pride Month, by the way, chat.
Happy Pride Month. And happy
Pride
birthday.
Month.
to
Happy
Wow.
Pride
you.
Month.
Well.
But, yeah, the discussions. Okay, let's get the easy one out of the way first. What do y'all think of the Millie song?
Probably the best one to
Yeah.
just listen to casually.
I've been listening
It's
to
a
it for like
vibe.
4 days straight.
It's a vibe.
I have been
So-
listening to 24/7. The entire, 5 hours I, spent setting up the stream, I was listening to it 24/7.
I'm
I-
sorry.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna be the one with the opposite opinion because I understand this. I see also the how do I say it? Not the style, the tone of the song is different because I feel like there is a difference between the realization which was being reached in this Canto compared to the others. I don't know how to explain it, but like Honglu, at this point, I feel like he is in peace. It makes sense.
He's reached his own version of enlightenment.
Yeah. Instead,
Separate
when
the elders.
as for Heathcliff, Ishmael, etc., I almost felt like they were reaching it during that moment or after that, and it's reflected in the song. Like they feel a lot more struggling. For example, through patches of violet, literally is Heathcliff. How do you say it? Going through the thoughts of being the reason for which Kathy has to suffer. There is the discussion about the other Heathcliff wanting to kill all the other versions of Heathcliff. In Tian Tian, I understand that the tone is different and more chill because Honglu already went through those moments and already reached his own enlightenment. I didn't like it.
Really?
All right, guys, $100, and Propolo will be forced to listen to it for the next 2 days.
$1,000 should we kill this man for having wrong opinions? Come on,
Yeah.
Chad.
Oh, let me
I
rephrase
like
that.
it. It
let me rephrase
reminds
that.
me of Classroom Dreamer.
Ooh, yeah, it's a lot like Classroom Dreamer. I also think it's like pretty similar to Men I Love. I mainly point this out because I do listen to a lot of Millie. I in fact got into the band completely separate from Project Moon. But it's very similar in sound to Men I Love and Classroom Dreamer, way more so than some of the other songs. Like Hero especially, I cannot find an equivalent to in like general tone. But then again, that song is like 4 songs stitched together.
Very true. Yeah. Personally, I really like Tian Tian. I kind of wish it honestly focused a little bit more on the nihilism, because a lot of the song is, like 50% it is about immortality and why we shouldn't strive for immortality and just enjoy the life we are given, and 50% also as a sort of like speech from Honglu to his grandma, like the final parting words. I kind of wish it focused more a bit on the nihilism, and this is purely talking from a personal, like from personal bias, because that is the part of the Canto that really stood out to me, and I wish it was focused on a little bit more. But otherwise, I love what the song like portrays, and I love what the song portrays and tries to do. Admittedly, in the battle, it was a bit of a whiplash, hearing that song, finding like the eldritch abomination of that is Jamu. But like,
it kind of fits. It kind of feels like, you know, it's like it kind of feels. It's weird to explain, right? But the calming TN music, the upbeat. It's like, and you're fighting this literal eldritch entity, and you're thinking, this kind of fucking rocks, man. Like, damn.
Yeah, it gives a sort of determined feeling, like, and that is what I really like about the boss fight, because it gives a sort of determined feeling, like Honglu is finally giving an answer to what he wants. He's being given the spotlight for once in his life, and fighting like the uphill battle that is his grandmother. And the way the fight is designed, it's also like sort of designed like a victory lap, because it's by far one of the easier bosses in the Canto actually, and I really like that, honestly. I know about the rest of you though.
I mean, it makes sense for her to be easier than the fights that came before, because again, it's a victory lap, and I think it's a very refreshing change of the normal formula that we had so far with these Cantos, to have the climax of Asunar's arc happen in the middle, technically. It's a very fascinating thing. And again, it's just like interesting because this is the first like unambiguously positive ending we've had. There's been a lot of endings with possible
cutscene.
I feel like that was I feel like the unambiguously happy ending was very necessary for Honglu.
Yeah.
Because he really needed it. He really needed it.
One of the major things is that his choices didn't matter, but it turns out that they did matter, and the fact that, you know, him being able to do something and end up with an actually good ending is what makes it so meaningful.
I like that part 2 is him getting his development. He gets his like part 3 moment in part 2, and then his part 3 moment is doubling down on the like chance that JQ gave him to be like, actually, like, you know, all right, Gia Bayu, you know, you told me your answer, now double down, bitch. Let me see the fucking resolve you got, right? Like.
And I've been thinking about it as well, because I've mentioned this to a few people, but he technically, but like the Hell's Chicken moment where he was saying like, well, where Faust was like, oh, let's take Hong Lu for example, and he was like, well, I certainly understand that. Looking back on it now, he wasn't saying he could see himself distorting. Because he already understood how it felt to distort in a sense. It was just that Carmen wasn't active yet when he was going to distort. Because in my own opinion, I think that like the very end of part 2 where we see him start smiling, that was a moment that he would have distorted. He would have distorted if Carmen was active. So this entire Canto, in a sense, is us helping him undistort, in a way. Yeah.
I suppose, yeah. Still, I would have liked him to turn into a beastie. That's just me, though. I'm sorry.
I mean,
See, I'm glad
already did that.
Later.
Yeah. They did that already.
Hopefully, everyone gets to distort. That's one of my hopes. I know it's kind of silly, but I want to see everyone be cool monster men.
This is related to the part 3, right? And I really like the scene. There's 2 scenes I really fucking like. There's the one with Dante and Wei, where he's talking about, like, we never have the opportunity to really prove our strength to, like, help someone. Like, why would we help Wei? We don't have to help him. We don't even know him. We don't know anything about him. We just like hanging out with him. Like, we have the actual power to do this now. And he's like, fuck it. I'm going to do this because I want to do this. Because I want to help him. Because that's what I want to do. And I love that, right? That was a fucking big W. Another Dante W was when he was talking to Hong Lu during the final node, the fight, and he's telling him like, Hong Lu, and he's telling him all about like how he loves the family, how he enjoys hanging out on the bus, and then at the end he's like, I know this because this is how I feel about everyone, and I'm just like, ooh, family.
I was literally crying during that moment on stream. That hit fucking hard.
That one got
Dante
me.
development was so good.
Yeah,
The
that part was
Dante,
very wholesome.
It's gonna be really
It's
bad when he
such a
turns
good
out to be a
Uber.
giant asshole. You know?
Yeah, I
Don't
think
worry,
it
we will
beats
kill
the, you
old
know,
Dante. We gotta save Goober Dante.
Yeah.
I think it also means that it's like a really solid way of like saying that Dante is his own character and not just a placeholder for the player.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, thinking about it, since you brought it up, Camus, I think what's starting to be set up now is the battle between Dante's previous self and their current self. Which one they prefer? Which one is better for them? Which one will they continue on with? Like, ultimately, are they going to break their old self and continue on with their new self? The one with all these people that they love? Or are they going to go back to their old self and whatever, like, based on, like, the fact they seem to be a big shop and stuff like that, whatever, like, it's another cycle breaker. That's all I have to say. It's another.
I think about
Dante.
related to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. You first. Sorry.
Yeah, Dante and themselves. Dante against himself is going to be another cycle breaker. We know this.
Of course.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like this is
Oh,
the
definitely.
seniors are going through it.
Exactly. Related to that, this is completely, slightly off topic of Canto 8, but I'll be very quick about it. I think Dante 100% is going to be presented the opportunity to get his memories back, or their memories back, and about, like, who they were as a person, but if he does, the Cinders are going to be in danger, and they're definitely going to refuse that. Like, they're going to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm going to stay as I am.
Guys, you say them.
I corrected myself.
Ah!
It's 4 a.m. You can't blame me. It's 4 a.m.
Fair enough. The stream has been going on for a couple of
I have been
hours.
up for over 24 hours.
Oh god.
And I corrected myself.
There was something I wanted to say, but then I got distracted. What was I thinking?
Oh no.
Well, regardless, we should move to finishing up the stream soon. Because it's like
Yeah.
10 more minutes left. 10 more minutes.
Yeah, about that,
Okay.
I think I should hop off right now because there are some problems here, and in 10 minutes I have to start also a stream, so I have to fix
Okay.
everything before it. I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, but thank you so much
okay.
for allowing me to participate in this.
Cool.
Yeah,
thank you so
no,
much
it's
for
been
being
really
here.
fun. Yeah, I'm glad to have
Yeah.
you here. And I guess this is like, I guess this is our first collab stream since, I joined you previously. And
Oh
now you
yeah,
can join my
technically,
stream.
yeah. And all of you are fantastic
Wow.
people, honestly. I didn't have the chance to know
Woo!
you too much outside of here, but honestly, I'm having a great time. Thank you so much, really.
Take
Yeah,
care,
glad to have had you here. Take
All
care.
right.
Lovely.
I'm gonna
Thank you
go.
for
Bye
coming.
bye.
Bye-bye. So, I suppose since we are reaching the end of the stream, I think it is probably appropriate to give her final thought. Like, read out the last few donations and probably give her final thoughts. What do you
That's
all
a
think
good point. I
about
should check that shit.
Sounds good to me.
Also, hold on.
Oh, fucking hell, there's been a few. Okay, alright, let's get with this real quick.
I'm so sorry.
No, we're all good. Alright, first,
Oh, we should be back. We should be back. We should be back. Chat, are we back?
I'm checking.
please be back.
Please
be back.
be back. We've lost like
Please
200
back.
people
Please be
already.
Please. Please.
We are back.
Come
We
on,
are back.
come
Holy
on.
shit.
Please.
I fixed
We're
it.
back, we're
I
fine.
fixed it.
We're okay.
I fixed it.
Holy
Chat,
shit,
we're
we're
back.
recovery.
We're alive.
No way.
We did it!
We're
Okay,
actually back.
okay, chat. Want to know
Okay.
what the fuck happened? I tried to. Okay, you see these like fuck ass little groupers over here. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say fuck ass, but you see these little groupers over here. I tried to move it just a little bit to the right, and OBS like fucked it up completely. It crashed immediately. Somehow. So
That's
yeah.
funny, man. Well, I guess we'll go back to reading the comments. The
Yeah,
donations.
just start over from the very
Yeah.
beginning with
My
donations.
fucking funds. Oh,
Yeah,
by the
so
way, for
Coffee
reference-
said, Fell Bullet being the 200th and final one symbolism for Kim J himself, shooting Mole's Arknight funds, $1. RIP
Yeah, no.
Mole's funds.
Yeah, no, I would like to add, that was all free. The only thing that wasn't free was the final daily pool, because I've only paid like $15 total, and I only bought Canto 7's Battle Pass.
There you go.
So yeah, that was all me just being completely free to play of all the events and stuff like that. And
Oh
skipping
my
all
god,
purchase.
yeah,
Wow,
I'm
that's
like looking, I'm
impressive.
just looking at
In
the...
duality of that note, Naepic has donated $20 saying, moral of the story, always keep gambling, kids.
Let's go
Oh,
gambling.
Right.
Let's go
Let's
gambling.
go
Let's get gambling.
We have
Please,
John
someone cook me
Divorce.
gambling.
John Divorce for $3 says, I miss my wife. I miss her so much. God, I wish she would come back to me. She cheated on me and took the kids. Happy Pride Month. Okay, John Divorce, sounds like you need therapy.
Happy
But
Pride
you know
Happy
what?
Pride
Fair
Month.
enough. Happy
Yeah.
Pride Month.
Happy
Pride
Pride.
Month.
Anonymous has donated $10 saying, I want Bad and Honglu to be built like a brick shithouse and at least 3 meters tall and has muscles that could cut.
True.
Really
True.
Yeah,
I
true.
need a
True.
hunk of a man like that. I need a hunk of a man like that. Anyway,
Buffalo.
moving
Ruby
on.
has donated
That
$1
sounds
again.
almost... Yeah, that sounds so cursed.
Coffee has donated $1 saying, if there's any hope that I have for later new Cantos, is that Dante in the story uses more of their Durante to help the sinners instead of only the new ones they get in the Canto. Understandable. That would be really cool. And then
That's
Alcor
true.
with the final donation, as far as I can tell from this, $10. Did you know that Distortion Detective VN will be in a Summer Game Fest reel? I have no copium. I am not coping. By the way,
You're
Summer
not
Game Fest
coping.
is
You're
like
not coping. It's real.
in
It's
like
real. It's real.
like 4 hours. By the way, Summer Game Fest is like 3 hours. If you guys didn't know.
Oh wait, like
my
today? Wait, really?
Yeah, like in 3 hours, the Summer Game Fest comes out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, nice.
Summer Game Fest today. Insane.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. And that's all the donations so
Oh,
far.
shit.
That's it.
But yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
yeah, thank you all of you, like really
Oh, thank
for
you.
being so generous on like this stream and also every other stream. You guys are genuinely amazing. I hope you know that. You are all awesome. Happy Pride Month.
Yes, I am glazed.
Happy Pride
Yes,
Month.
Yeah.
Happy Pride.
Very
So-
well played from everyone. GG's.
so-
Pride Month.
Pride Month. Thank
Happy
you for
Pride
being with
Month.
us.
So, with that, does anyone have any kind of closing statements that they want to say? Any last-minute controversial takes or something like that?
I did not... Go ahead.
Go ahead, Slime. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll do it.
As I said earlier, I did not elaborate, but do not take me as the saying that she is a bad character or that she makes the story worse by existing, but on a personal level, I cannot get myself to care about Si-chun. She is very boring to me. I am so sorry.
Ooh, that one's
Well,
a good.
how could you not care about her? Like the little demon of Babylon. What the hell?
That one's
I
gonna leave
like
a
her
burn
when
mark
she's
on the
holding
chat.
a worm, but she became exponentially more boring when she stopped holding a worm. You understand?
My final closing arc is, damn guys, that Kana was so peak. I wonder how they're gonna top the next one.
Yep.
They can't possibly top this.
They can't possibly top this one, guys. I say.
Yeah,
Surely.
they're gonna top it
Worm
with
scale.
they're gonna top it with Ryosho pregnancy flashbacks. There you go.
Oh yeah, that one probably is gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Gregory will say, hey, this reminds you of the time I was...
This reminds me of the time that I was pregnant with my child, like
There you go.
legitimately.
Gigante. Grignon.
Yuzuki will hold a snail.
So true.
Yes!
Yes.
I love...
No, actually, you know what? I just had like the most insane idea ever. Like the most insane theory as to why Si-chun is holding that fuck-ass worm in her hand. You know how like every fucking Canto has like the spirit animal? You have like the cow, you have the seagull from like Canto 4 or 5, you have Sir Squirrel, and like the fucking spirit animal of this Canto is like just that fuck-ass earthworm that Si-chun is holding in her hand.
Worm.
Yeah, worm.
Wow.
But yeah, that...
Sir Squirrel from Canto 6.
Oh, anyone else
R.I.P.
have any other statements they want to say?
Anyone else?
I don't have much else to say.
Okay.
I
One
would-
last thing. You know, since
Actually,
sorry.
Leviathan's
sorry.
name was best used in this Canto, sorry.
True,
Leviathan's name was
true.
peak here.
I agree.
Mm.
Very fair.
Anyway,
Anyway,
go,
you can continue,
Alicia.
Alex.
Yeah, I just got reminded. I just got reminded because someone in the chat, Jia Juan, is here. I'm just saying it now. The freaking N Corp Lobotomy Corporation LC outfits, the ego outfits for them, they look so ass.
Really now? Oh, that's a
No
controversial
way.
take.
Brass
That
mac
is
and
definitely
cheese.
That is ass.
Mac and cheese and beef
This
Wellington,
shit,
but like,
man.
come on, they got drip though.
No.
Brass
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Man, okay,
Fact.
okay
Wow,
then.
that's another hot take.
It's fraud.
We're really,
They're the
we really
league-
saved
they're
all the
League
hot
of
takes for the very end.
Fraudsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the League of Fraudsters.
League of Frauds.
Like you're
I'm just looking over the chat. I see Shahan N Corp. The fuck you mean facts?
see people.
Incredible.
Wow,
So
Well,
true.
that was a nice hot take. Anyone
Yeah.
else have any last
Yeah.
hot takes?
Well, any more last takes?
and
Otherwise
you
we'll
that's
be...
all right, goodbye.
Okay, so any more last takes anyone wants to say before I go ahead and end stream?
Honglu trans.
Showers.
So true, so
So
true.
true.
True,
Yeah,
very
there
true,
you
very
go.
true.
That's another hot take.
Okay, so
I would like to share one more thing, please.
Oh, go ahead. You shall
Okay,
be.
go ahead.
You shall be the last one to share your thing. Okay.
Since I never got around to talking about the BPA BNO.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, chat. This will take a bit because text to speech.
Yeah, BP
But yeah.
Adno.
Happy
Yeah.
Pride Month. So very true. But yeah. Oh,
Mm.
I don't think
Oh,
It's not.
text to speech is not recognizing that. I think. Does someone want to
Yeah,
read that
hang
out
on.
real quick?
Yeah. Okay, I will. So the no one will cry. Despite the talismans themselves being wishes, they become burdensome curses when applied to the abnormality. Very true. Centipede Apostle. It is obsessed with its creature even though it's covered in rotted cloth and alone. And with that, its fate so devout that what it believes, it doesn't matter so long as it's something it can't believe. Also true. and Jing Long. Both of the corrosion lines indicate the abnormality being bound to the earth, with the judgment being delivered unto them by the heavens. And Sun Shower says all this in relation to. I would like to share one more thing, since I never got the BP Abno. Canto 8 to me has obedience from higher powers. I think that's also a good way to look at it, as to how they're all connected and how it relates back to the teams of the Canto.
Is it a teaser for the index?
Could be. Could very well be.
Please! Please!
We need index identities, please.
We need
All
it.
right, guys,
I
we'll
need
see you
to,
all in
Please,
in
Jihan, just a
Canto,
crumb, just a
in
sneer.
a Volo
Come
discussion.
Lucy.
Yeah, the intervalo discussion.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, since we haven't, there's been one person that has been with us the entire time who we haven't
It's
asked
true.
anything. Hey, do
Yeah.
you have any thoughts on the Canto 8